Heads up, the show kicks off in 90 seconds. One minute until airtime. We're on the air in 30 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
It's time for the PIAA Class 3A championship game between the Northwestern Lehigh Tigers and the Avonworth Antelopes. Today's broadcast on the PIAA Radio Network is brought to you by Edgar Snyder & Associates, UPMC, and the NFHS Network. Let's send it out to Cumberland Valley High School's Chapman Field. With the call of the game, here's Eric Thomas and Cade Prabula.
1 year ago today on this very field, these two teams battled for the Class 3A championship game, an epic thriller won by Northwestern Lehigh, who today will make their third consecutive appearance in the PIAA 3A championship game. Good afternoon from an overcast Chapman Field in Mechanicsburg. It is the PIAA Class 3A state title game. It is the Avonworth Antelopes, the champions out of the WPIL at 14-0, taking on the defending state champions, the Northwestern Lehigh Tigers, the champs out of District 11 at 15-0. Eric Thomas and Cade Prabula with you here today, and last year's thriller, and these two teams are back. A little bit different teams on each side this year there. We'll talk about some of the injury situations for Avonworth here in a second, but a retooled offensive line for Northwestern Lehigh, but a position you know pretty well, the quarterback spot. Shane Lay, the starter for Northwestern Lehigh, making his third straight start in a PIAA state championship. Rare company. You can't find many who have done that in the state of Pennsylvania, but the signal caller for Northwestern Lehigh is going to do just that here this afternoon.
Yeah, what a accomplishment for him to make it here 3 straight games in a row. 52 straight starts. They should be feeling pretty good about their experience. They've been here before. You can tell the way the fans are dressed, the way they're prepared for this cold weather. They expect to be here at the end of the season every year. And here they are once again, back at Chapman Field in Cumberland Valley.
So for Avonworth in this game here this afternoon, their leading running back, Dimitri Viseris, he is out today. That's a 1,400-yard rusher. He was injured in the semifinal a week ago. That's a big loss for this team. Luca Neal, though, who had a monster game in the state final a season ago, 258 rushing yards in this game a season ago. Talk a little bit about that game here in a second. But he is going to be the primary ball carrier, 246 rushing yards in the last 2 games. He's only run for 659 this season. More of a pass catcher for this team, has 46 receptions, closing in on 1,000 yards. But they'll look to him to be the #1 running back for this Avonworth team here this afternoon. Last year's game, very even throughout. 16 first-half points for Avonworth. Both teams combined to score 33 in that first half. It was a really good game. 50 plays run. It was a well-played game last year, too. Just 3 penalties between the two sides combined last season on this field. That's part of what made that game so good, but the rally by Avonworth late in that game last year, ultimately pushing the game to overtime, and then Shane Lay and Northwestern Lehigh coming up with a big play down the stretch. Avonworth is set to take the field. They run off from the corner, the far corner. They will be the visiting team here this afternoon. They're decked out in their white tops, gray pants, and the red trim, the red numbers around the pant legs and the numbers and the helmets and the shoulders. And for Northwestern Lehigh, they'll be on the home side this year. They are packed here on this home side, had tents set up for tailgates out in the parking lot as early as 10:30 this morning. It's been a party atmosphere, good crowd across the way for Avonworth. That fan base has been having a good time leading up to this game as well. This is going to be a hotly contested rematch. We saw a rematch last night in the 5A title game, and that went the way of Roman Catholic. Might Avonworth do the same thing here this afternoon and clip the defending state champions? Coming up later today, we'll also have a rematch from the regular season. We've got the 6A title game later on tonight at 7 o'clock with LaSalle College and Pittsburgh Central Catholic. So the weekend of rematches continues here. This one for the 3A state title, and it should be a good one. Weather right now here in Mechanicsburg, it's going to be in the 30s all day, but the good news is not as cold as it was yesterday for the two games here. It was really cold last night, but 32 degrees right now at kickoff. It does feel like it's 32. There's not much of a wind. A little breezy down in the field when you're out kind of around midfield, but other than that, it's a pretty solid day here for early December. It's cloudy out to the south, but there is no precipitation that is expected here this afternoon as this game will unfold over the next couple of hours. Avonworth won the District 7 championship, the WPIAA final. They defeated Amani Christian to get here, and they have just mowed down opponents all season long. In 3A, their path to get here, they beat North Catholic in the WPIAL semis, Amani Christian in the final, and then Penn Cambria last week, a 31-15 decision over them to get to the state final. For Northwestern Lehigh, they went through District 11 again, Notre Dame Green Pond. They beat them for the district title. And then Scranton Prep, a game they dominated. They've dominated all of their state playoff games so far, and then took apart District 3 champ Trinity last week, 48-13. In that game. It was a Scranton Prep game, though, a game they won 42-14, in which Shane Lay came out and had one of his best efforts of the season. And we'll see if he stays sharp here tonight in what will be his final game as a high school quarterback. Just so rare to look and find a guy who started three. You think about Kyle McCord maybe from St. Joe's Prep, but you can't find many guys who can say that they've started 3 straight state title games. That's got to factor for something here today for this Northwestern Lehigh team.
Yeah, it takes more than just yourself to achieve that accomplishment. Props to Northwestern Lehigh for putting it together on both sides of the ball and making it back here 3 straight times, led by Shane Lee, the Marist commit. Congratulations to him. He'll be playing at the next level. I believe he'll be more of an athlete, and we'll see that here tonight.
Teams are out for the coin toss at midfield. Captains, and we'll see who's going to get it here to start things. Looks like it is Avonworth who won the toss, and they have elected to defer. So we see another team who's going to defer here as we will kick this off. And we will kick it off. When we get back to Chapman Field, it's the PIAA Class 3A title game. It's Avonworth and Northwestern Lehigh, and it comes your way next on the PIAA Radio Network.
Thank you for over 40 years of trust. During those years, we've helped thousands of people just like you, our neighbors. We're here for you. We're here for our community. We're here for our region. The people that we worry about the most are the people who never hire an attorney. That's what the insurance company wants. When you do call us, you'll know that you have the firm with over 40 years of experience. And remember, there's never a fee unless we get money for you.
What is life-changing medicine? The discovery of cancer at the earliest possible stage, challenging limits and transforming the impossible into reality, or connecting people to doctors and specialists when they need it most. At UPMC, we believe life-changing medicine is all those things. Our goal is to change the world of medicine and the lives of those around us. UPMC, changing healthcare, changing lives. Life-changing medicine.
Today's game is streaming on the NFHS Network. With the NFHS Network, you can watch live and on-demand high school sports on any device, wherever you are. Text your friends and family who aren't at the game and invite them to watch live now at nfhsnetwork.com or with the NFHS Network app for Apple and Android.
Fans, celebrate the holiday season with Wise Markets by checking out their amazing seasonal savings. Don't forget to redeem your points for additional free or reduced Wise quality items all thanks to their newly improved holiday program. If you're looking to round out your holiday meals, save over $20 on select Wise quality items with their Holly Deals digital coupon program. But if you're busy with guests, why not order an entertaining platter? Wise customers can even earn 2 times the Wise Reward points on party platters, custom cakes, and party pizzas. Find all the great deals at your local Wise Market or at wisemarkets.com. Eat better, spend less, that's Wise.
You're listening to the PIAA Football Championships on the PIAA Radio Network.
Back here at Chapman Field, Eric Thomas, Cade Prabila. Producer this afternoon is James Dotson, and we are set for kickoff here this afternoon between Avonworth and Northwestern Lehigh. Today's referee is John Daly. The umpire is Robert Gall. Head linesman Thomas Fox. The line judge is Anthony Bambino. The field judge, Chris Hunter. The side judge, William Sipko. And John Colson is the back judge. Defending state champs, Northwestern Lehigh. They won it last year. They lost to Bell Vernon the year before. That was the first or the second of back-to-back championships for Bell Vernon. And really, from District 11, not a lot to tell you about. There's only 12 all-time state champs from District 11. And last year, this Northwestern Lehigh team was the first team since 2010 from District 11. That's the Lehigh Valley area to win a state title. Allentown Central Catholic, the previous one back in 2010 when they defeated Bishop McDevitt.
Yeah, definitely representing that Lehigh Valley area, but also just as importantly, this is the east side of the state versus the west side of the state. Northwestern Lehigh representing the east side, and obviously Avonworth, the 3A Whitfield champ, representing the west side.
Yeah, true east-west in this game. Here we've seen Friday we had a west-west, east-east. Yesterday it was east-east in the 5A title game. The 2A title game was an east-west matchup, but not many of those. We'll get that later tonight as well. About half-half. It is half and half as far as true east-west goes. Kickoff will come from left to right as we see it across your screen or dial. Ball teed up at the 40-yard line. Sun is out here at Chapman Field, and this 3A title rematch is underway from Chapman Field. It's a low end over end that is going to be returnable around the 7-yard line. Coming across the near side and getting up across the 30-yard line is Michael Lagaway, and he is an integral part of this offense. They will work him in, run some trick plays with him. Starting offense for Northwestern Lehigh, the offensive line left to right, it's Colton Pop, Braden Burke. Also at center for the Tigers here tonight is Nolan Kohler. Devin Rex is the right guard, and Maddox Hurdle is the right tackle. Shane Lay, making his third start in a title game, stands in the shotgun on first down. He's off the near hash, has a man in motion away from us. They'll go to the ground right away. And the first carry of the afternoon, and that is going to be for a short gain. That is Braxton Lakatish who gets his first carry. He's the one that replaced Eli Zimmerman, the 3A Player of the Year a season ago. And Zimmerman was huge in this game for Northwestern Lehigh last year.
Similar to what we saw last night, Northwestern Lehigh lining up quickly.
Lay will keep. And there is not much to work with as he's across the 35 and hit there for a short gain. It's going to bring up a third down and about 5 as we're almost a minute gone here in this opening quarter.
And again, it's almost like they have the play ready before the previous one even ends. They're ready to snap it here on third down.
Yeah, they go tempo, and they got some movement up front here. That might be against Avonworth. Would be enough for a first down if it is.
I have to measure that off. That's about as close as it gets.
Our referee again is John Daly. Oh, it's on the offense. So that's going to push Northwestern Lehigh back 5, and that's going to bring up third down and 10.
On paper, both of these teams are pretty well balanced on offense. Typically in high school, you see teams with a heavier rush total than their pass total yards per game, but that's true for both of these teams, but they also can throw it as well. Interested to see how these third and longs treat both of these teams. They definitely like running the ball better than they like throwing the ball. First, third, and long of the game for Northwestern Lehigh, and they really spread it out here. First couple of plays, they were in more of a condensed formation. Now spread it out on third and long.
Shane Holmes, the guilty party that time. Lay rolls out, pressure coming, he throws. Pass is almost intercepted on the near sideline as Jack Crawford stepped in front of it, got hands on it. That's going to bring up fourth down, and the defending champs, Northwestern Lehigh Tigers, will punt it away with 10:35 to go in the opening quarter.
Yeah, a stat that stood out to me is Avonworth has 17 defensive interceptions on the year. Lay almost gave him their 18th. They booted him out left, and everything was flowing one way. He kind of hurled one into traffic as he got hit. And two Avonworth defenders were fighting over the ball, but luckily for Northwestern, fell incomplete, and they'll punt here on fourth down.
So we'll see that Avonworth offense for the first time this afternoon. Pressure on the punt. This goes basically straight up. It is going to take a Northwestern Lehigh bounce across the 50 and be downed right near the 46, 47-yard line on the Avonworth side. So we'll see the Lopes on the first possession of the afternoon. That's just a 20-yard punt for Northwestern Lehigh to start things here.
I guess that's why you defer when you win the toss.
If you can put your defense out there. And that is the bread and butter for this Avonworth team. They're great offensively, but their defense has been so good. They're yielding just 9.6 points a game in the playoffs, but they are today without their leading rusher. But Cooper Bellinger, the starting quarterback, he is back. And Luca Neal, who we're going to see a heavy dose of, both sides of the ball. Bryce Metz will get the start at running back for him tonight. We'll set the rest of the offense for you here in a moment. As Bellinger looks to the sideline, it's Neal, top of the formation, 1st and 10 from their own 47-yard line. First possession here for the Lopes. Snap, fake to Metz. Bellinger going to air it out, looking deep down the field. It's got a man running underneath of it. One play, and it's a touchdown for the Antelopes of Avonworth as Jaden Jones goes 53 yards on a perfect strike from Carson Bellinger. And just like that, Avonworth jumps on top 6-0 with 10:19 to go in the first.
Bellinger was dreaming of that one last night as he was falling asleep. That was clearly something that they had drawn up and worked on. First play of the game, we're going to throw a shot. Play action in the backfield. He lets it fly, puts all that he has into it, and hits his man in stride. A perfect ball for the touchdown. And big plays are going to be what makes the difference tonight. Both teams kind of stonewalling each other up front so far, and that's what we saw last year. But wow, what a throw, what a play on the first offensive play from scrimmage for Avonworth.
That was the way to start the game for the Antelopes, trying to get this state title that they feel like was taken from them a year ago in overtime. One play, 53 yards, 10:19 to go in the first quarter. Avonworth jumps out in front 7-0. This is the PIAA Radio Network.
The PIAA is honored to have St. Luke's University Health Network, a nationally recognized entity in sports medicine, as the official medical provider of the PIAA Championships. St. Luke's University Health Network is a top 100 major teaching hospital which provides care to athletes ranging from youth sports to professional athletes in Pennsylvania. St. Luke's Sports Medicine offers comprehensive athletic training, orthopedic care, physical therapy, and concussion management, plus sports performance training for individual athletes and teams. St. Luke's is proud to have been chosen to support the Champions of Pennsylvania as the official medical provider of the PIAA Championships.
How about 7 seconds and 7 points for the Antelopes of Avonworth? Jaden Jones, his 11th touchdown reception of the year for Carson Bellinger. That is touchdown toss number 30. And Avonworth has grabbed a 7-0 lead here early on Northwestern Lehigh. It's a low kick, and going to the ground to get it is Lagaway. So Northwestern Lehigh is going to be starting deep in its own territory at the 13, 1st and 10 on the second possession of the afternoon.
That was truly a perfect throw. To go back to that last play, hit his man in stride. Ball was spinning tight, and just perfect trajectory, perfect timing. Great feeling for Bellinger here early in this game to take the 7-0 lead. Doesn't get better than that.
They didn't ask him to do a lot in last year's game. Split time at quarterback for Avonworth a season ago, but he was not asked to do a lot. It was all Luca Neal last year. And it's good to get the quarterback off to a good start. Lay on first down, going to roll out, looks. Lay fires across his body, catch made. Nicely done in traffic over the 25 and to the 26-yard line for a first down for Northwestern Lehigh with 10:09 to go in the first quarter. They moved the sticks for the first time this afternoon.
I was watching Lay warm up. He could spin it, man. And that was proof right there, rolling out right, kind of threw back across his body, but very accurate throw.
They go quick again, and Lay delivers one over the middle, and that is jarred loose. Hard hit. And that's what this Avonworth defense loves to do. He was trying to find Brady Zimmerman that time. Fell incomplete. The previous catch, by the way, Mason Bollinger pulled that one in, but Zimmerman got rocked. Younger brother of Eli Zimmerman, who was the star in this game a year ago for Northwestern Lehigh.
Yeah, to me, this is the matchup that will dictate the game. Can Northwestern Lehigh move the ball consistently and or have some big plays and put points on the board? But this Avonworth defense is really the star of the show, as I see it in my mind.
Yeah, they love to hit people too. That was evident in the WPIAA final against Amani Christian. 2nd and 10 from the far hash, motion. They go to the ground, and picking his way through for the moment in a short gain is McCaddish, who doesn't get much to the 31. It's a 4-yard gain that time. It'll bring up 3rd down and 6.
Yeah, an early assessment seems like Avonworth is controlling the line of scrimmage. I haven't seen them much on offense, just one play, but on the defensive side, not allowing much for Northwestern Lehigh.
Lay out of the shotgun, looks to the sideline, and Josh Snyder, he's got 2 receivers to the far side. Tight end is Holmes on the far side. And down at the bottom of the formation, near side is Lagway. Snap. They go back to the ground. Lakatushu gets across the 35 and is right at the stick. He's just a nose ahead of it, so he's going to have enough for the first down. It'll be the 2nd first down of the drive here for Northwestern Lehigh with 9:07 to go in the first.
It's a bold call on 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 to just give it to your running back once again. Only picked up 4 yards on the first 2 doing it, but tough run by Lakatosh, picks up 7 in the first down.
Bryce Metz had to stop that time for Avonworth. Shotgun for Lay off the far hash as he takes the snap, turns, hands off. Right up the gut goes Lakatush again, and he is rocked by Luca Neal across the 40 at the 43, but a good run on first down. This is what Northwestern Lehigh will like to do too. They'll mix it up a lot on offense. Balanced play calling. Lay, when he has to, will take over a game throwing the football if he needs to, but they are much, much more balanced this time around compared even to last year when they were balanced. But the year prior to that, their first trip here, they were really a run-heavy team that couldn't get Lay on track, and he is a much more poised quarterback at this point. He'll throw out of the backfield here on 2nd and 5, and that one is cut down short right near the 44, so a 1-yard gain that time, and that is Brady Zimmerman who had the catch there for Northwestern Lehigh. It's going to be, let's see, they're going to mark him about 4 to go, 3rd and 4 coming up.
If I was picking teams, my first pick would be Luca Neal. He is a specimen. He's made a few hits on defense already that I wouldn't want to be in his. I wouldn't want to get in his way. I wouldn't want to be the ball carrier if he's got a full head of steam.
No, he is an absolute handful for this Avonworth team. 3rd down and 4 for Northwestern Lehigh. They picked up a couple firsts on this drive. Snap delay, turns, hands it off. And for the first time today, a carry by Chase Suchanik, who is going to be close to the stick. They will move it. So another first down for Northwestern Lehigh as they continue to gain these first downs on the ground. Nice job that time.
This is almost backwards. Like their best runs on offense so far have been on 3rd and long. It's good for them. They pick up 2 straight first downs running the ball and kind of 3rd and medium, but I'd like to see them do a better job on 1st and 2nd down, creating this kind of space that they do on 3rd.
Suchanik's been great this season, 874 yards coming into this game. Lay on first down, going to throw off his back foot down the middle. Diving catch made into Avonworth territory. Big gain all the way down to the 32-yard line.
Lay pass complete to Brady Zimmerman.
And that was Brady Zimmerman. Once again, they pick up another first down, but they're into Avonworth territory with 6:53 to go to the Lopes 32-yard line. And we're going to get a false start on Northwestern Lehigh. So right after that big play, they are going to go backwards 5 yards.
That's one way to kill your momentum. Line up a little. Just get, I understand trying to go fast. You got the defense off balance, but it's really a pet peeve of mine when these teams outsmart themselves or outspeed themselves into these penalties that just kill the momentum of the drive.
Laying the shotgun on what's now 1st and 15. Zimmerman in motion. Lay fakes, pressure coming. He's going to lob it up off his back foot down the field. Got a little arm wrestling going on down the way, and it's going to be pass interference on Avonworth. Flag's going to be on Jaden Jones in the coverage, and that'll be a first down for Northwestern Lehigh with 6:29 to go in the first.
I think every single Northwestern Lehigh fan just stood up and screamed flag. PI, they called that flag for the ref there. An underthrown ball, receiver fights back for it. DB has no choice, he just stands in the way.
So Jaden Jones, who had the touchdown for Avonworth a few moments ago, guilty of the contact that time. How about Lay's ability to get that ball off?
Yeah, you can tell how much this game means to these. We're sitting on the Northwestern Lehigh side. You can tell how much it means to these fans. A lot of them are standing play to play. They can't sit down. They're really into this game. Probably one of the strongest fan bases I've seen throughout these 6 games for the PIAA State Championship.
First down from the 22. Lay's going to keep, and that was shut down almost immediately as Gavin McDowell shot through the lane and was able to get Lay for no gain that time, as it'll be second down here for Northwestern Lehigh. This will be the 13th play of the drive coming up here for the Tigers.
Yeah, these long drives are a good thing when you have the lead. They're a good thing when it's a tight game. Northwestern Lehigh, just seeing the pace that they like to play at, they're going to have to capitalize on these drives early and put points on the board if they want to play at the pace they like to play at.
So officially a loss of 1. Lay back to pass on second down over the middle. Catch is made. There is one of his top targets, taking it all the way down inside the 5-yard line. That's Mason Bollinger. It's going to be a first and goal coming up here for Northwestern Lehigh with 5:47 to go in the first quarter, and they're knocking on the door.
Yeah, Bollinger is a big target over the middle. It's the second or third time he's found him tonight, and on this drive, Lay very decisive on that throw. He took his drop, got set, fired over the middle with timing, and hit Bollinger in stride. Now they have the ball to 2.
First and goal for Northwestern Lehigh, 5:25 to go in the quarter. Tigers attack the end zone to our left. Holmes and Lakatish are in the backfield with Lay. Snap, handoff to Lakatish, goes right side, and he's in the end zone. Easy money for the Tigers and the touchdown. 2-yard run by Braxton Lakatish, his 16th rushing touchdown of the season. Northwestern Lehigh goes right down the field in the response on a 14-play drive. And they're a point after away from tying this up.
Outstanding response by Northwestern Lehigh. After a sluggish start to the game, they get the ball first. 3 and out, bad punt, huge play by Avonworth, but a 14-play, slow, methodical, consistent drive by Northwestern Lehigh, and they tie this game 7-7.
Point after try by Sakanik is up, and it is through. So our new scorer with 5:11 to go in the first quarter. Excellent response by Northwestern Lehigh. We're tied at 7 in the PIAA 3A title game. This is the PIAA Radio Network.
Sports Fox Photography is Central Pennsylvania's home for dramatic, high-energy sports images. Booster Clubs, now's the time to book your media day and game day photo sessions for next season. See our full gallery and reserve your dates at sportsfoxphotography.com or follow at sportsfox.photography on Instagram and Facebook for the latest highlights. Capture the moments, celebrate the athletes, choose Sports Fox Photography.
Believe it or not, at Edgar Snyder and Associates, their competition isn't other law firms. It's the insurance companies. If you've been hurt in an accident, watch out. Insurance companies will short sell you. They will deny your claim. They will do anything they can to avoid paying you. With over 40 years of experience, Edgar Snyder and Associates has seen every trick in the book. They'll fight the insurance company every day to get you the money you deserve. They're available 24/7, so contact them now at 1-800-94-EDGAR. And remember, there's never a fee unless they get money for you.
Back here at Chapman Field, Eric Thomas Caperbilla, officially 11-play drive, 87 yards in 5 minutes and 6 seconds for Northwestern Lehigh. And that response, much needed for this team. It took 1 play for Avonworth, 11 for Northwestern Lehigh, and we're tied at 7.
And a good mix of both on offense for Northwestern Lehigh there. They're running the ball well, picked up a few key third downs earlier in the drive on the ground. And then later in the drive, a big pass interference call. And A great throw by Shane Lay to set up the 1st and goal touchdown run. Just an overall balanced drive. It's a good sign for Northwestern Lehigh that they have some options on what they're going to do on offense for this game.
Sakanic's kickoff is going to hit right near the 20. And picking that up, getting a little bit on the return across the 25 that time.
21, Logan Cruel on the return.
Logan Cruel for Avonworth. So the Lopes will take over 1st and 10.
Antelopes take over first and
And they'll be on their own 26-yard line here in a 7-7 game.
An early assessment, there's going to be a lot of momentum swings, changes in this game. We've already seen 2 of them. Felt like Avonworth, with the stop they got on defense and the big play, was going to run away with this thing, but now Northwestern Lehigh feels like they have a lot of momentum.
So Carson Bellinger back out at quarterback for this team, and it's going to have Gavin McDowell in the backfield here on 1st down. They start from their own 26-yard line. And movement up front. That's going to be the tight end, Evan Lautzenheiser, who jumped early. Offensive line for this Antelopes team from left to right with the tackles. They just list them as tackles. It's Peter Bonnet, Harrison McAfee, Noah Ness, Tyler Haney, and Brad Hines round out the offensive line. It's Bellinger at quarterback. We mentioned Neal, and they'll put McDowell and Metz in the backfield. There is no Dimitri Viseras today, their leading rusher. Pass thrown by Bellinger, caught by Jones. Over the 25 to the 26, right near the original line of scrimmage that time. It'll bring up a 2nd down and about 10 for Avonworth here with 4:49 to go in the quarter.
Carson Bellinger pass complete to number 6, Jaden Jones. Right at that tackle to Shane Hughes. 2nd and 9.
Gave him 6, so 2nd down and 9 from the 27. Motion towards us. Bellinger the snap. Gonna pitch it. This is Neal for the first time today, and he gets across the 30 and up to the 33-yard line that time. They're gonna have to key on him a lot. This is his season basically in a nutshell. 659 yards rushing. He had 246 the last 2 games and another 210 against North Catholic, but now he's the primary ball carrier.
3rd and 4.
And he's been the primary weapon for this Avonworth team all season. That was a short gain that time of 5, so it's 3rd and 4. Neal is to the far side, shotgun for Bellinger. Northwestern Lehigh shows pressure. They throw near side. It's Jones, makes the catch, slipped a defender, slipped another one. First down for Avonworth across the 45, up to the 48-yard line.
And Jaden Jones, they throw a quick hitch out to the boundary. Good decisive throw by Bellinger, but Jaden Jones makes 2 guys miss, picks up 15 yards, a huge gain. They've gone to him 3 times tonight now. He might be kind of their weapon through the air tonight. Big target. Got some quick feet, too, after the catch.
So to the left side of the formation, Bellinger will stand in the shotgun on the near hash. 3:21 to go in the first quarter. Tied at 7. Avonworth with it for the 2nd time this afternoon. They will hand it off. And getting to the 50, and not much else that time is going to be Gavin McDowell.
By the Tigers, number 62, Colton.
These teams from opposite ends of the state, but they run pretty similar formations, pretty similar schemes on offense. Makes sense why both teams are kind of comfortable stopping the run for the most part tonight. You're used to defending against the offense that you see at practice, and teams kind of similar offenses here.
2nd down and 8 for Avonworth. Bellinger back to pass, going to air it out, looking far side. It's Neal underneath of it. Just made the catch, fought through the pass interference, is still on his feet, and carries the defender inside the 5 and down to the 3-yard line.
Underthrown ball. Neal comes back for it, fights through the pass interference. Definitely going to be on the defense. Makes a strong catch. Way to fight back for that ball. I'd say 4 yards underthrown, but he comes back and have to wrestle him down near the 2-yard line. Neal, man, making plays on defense and now making a huge catch on offense to set up Avonworth 1st and goal.
46 yards on the pass to Neal, who, again, had the big game running the football in this title game a year ago, but he's been the #1 option as a receiver this year. That's his 47th catch of the year. First and goal for Avonworth. Bellinger will be, let's see, they check.
Now he's lined up.
Yeah, they
take
have
the snap.
They have Neal lined up as the quarterback, or lined up in that quarterback position. They motion across the formation, and we're going to get a flag here and movement once again up front, and this is going to go against the Lopes.
And that's the concern when you line up a guy who maybe isn't as used to doing the cadence or calling the snap as these false start penalties. And first and goal from the 3, it's probably the last spot on the field you want to have some offensive procedure penalty, but they'll line him up at quarterback again. I guess they like the look they saw.
Yep, we'll go direct snap. Neal trying to work his way right side, gets to the edge. Neal still fighting, dives for the pylon, and he is in for the touchdown. 8-yard touchdown run for Luca Neal, who kept it alive, shedding the tackle. And with 1:52 to go in the first, Avonworth has recaptured the lead at 13-7.
Yeah, I like that from Avonworth, actually. In the red zone, they kind of condense the formation down, bring everyone into the box, and then Luca Neal just takes a snap and sprints to the wide side of the field, uses his speed. Good block on the perimeter by Jaden Jones, who had a couple big catches earlier in the drive. Luca Neal is he's tough to bring down. He runs through a guy at the 2 and scores a touchdown. 2 for 2 on offense tonight for Avonworth.
Been good by number 31,
Carter Mahan makes the extra point, and we got to say 14-7 game here between Northwestern Lehigh and Avonworth. Luca Neal's touchdown run gives the Lopes the lead. You're listening to the PIAA Radio Network.
What is life-changing medicine? Is it returning to the playing field or your favorite hiking path after an injury? Or running with your grandkids after a joint replacement? At UPMC, life-changing medicine is all those things. Through innovative research, rehabilitation, and advanced surgical procedures, our experts get you back to what you love doing. UPMC, changing healthcare, changing lives. Life-changing medicine.
The Pennsylvania Association of Broadcasters and the PIAA promote the highest ideals of good sportsmanship in interscholastic athletics. Always remember to respect student athletes, coaches, contest officials, and game administration to help promote a safe and positive game environment. Together, we can foster a community of good sportsmanship.
You're listening to the PIAA Football Championships on the PIAA Radio Network.
1:52 to go here in the first quarter, 14-7. Avonworth in front of Northwestern Lehigh. Luca Neal, his 10th rushing touchdown of the season, has given the Lopes the lead here as Northwestern Lehigh will be back out on offense for the 3rd time here in the first quarter. For over 100 years, Wilson has been an icon in the gridiron, delivering elite performance on more high school football fields than any other brand, as well as being the official football of the NFL and NCAA. Where there's football, there's Wilson. Learn more at wilson.com.
Maybe I'm just used to watching more NFL and college football, but the field position that we've seen, the kickoff techniques that these teams use, these squibs, set up a lot of times the starting field positions at like the 35 or the 40.
Yeah, we've seen that a lot, especially over the first 2 days of these title games here as Lay takes a snap. They will go to the ground. Lakatesh, who gets a nice job to cut back and get the extra yardage up to the 44-yard line. A gain of 5 that time. It'll be 2nd down and 5.
Yeah, crafty run there by Lakatesh. So you really got to check who's carrying the ball. They have so many different weapons. They use so many different guys so far tonight. But Lakatesh with a nice move there. Pick up 5 on 1st down.
Tempo for the Tigers. Lay, design keep, turns up field, gets across the 45. And he's going to get crunched as he gets there.
On the quarterback keep.
Noah Ness
Met by number 72.
was the one who was there to make the stop. That defensive line for Avonworth across the front, it's Nice and Marco Arlia at the tackles. Romello Harris and Evan Heiser are the defensive ends.
Yeah, they're visibly bigger than Northwestern Lehigh is. Their front 4 versus Northwestern Lehigh's offensive line.
Jackson Krull, Gavin McDowell, and Bryce Metz, the linebackers for this crew, as They go back to the ground, and Lakatish that time. There's hardly any room to work there as Krull, who we just mentioned, is there for the stop, and that's going to bring up a 4th down and decision time here. Josh Snyder looks like he's thinking about going for this, and they keep the offense on the field. And now they'll switch some personnel. Looks like they'll punt it away. Actually, they don't have to decide here. They can take this down to the quarter if they want to.
Interesting formation here.
Yeah, they haven't dropped back in punt formation. There's 2 seconds left to go on the clock. And they will just let the clock expire and go to the second quarter, take the extra time out here between quarters to talk it over. Excellent start here to this one through the first 12 minutes. 21 points combined, 14-7 lead for Avonworth as we go to the second quarter on the PIAA Radio Network.
Today's game is streaming live on the NFHS Network. With the NFHS Network, you can watch live and on-demand high school sports on any device, wherever you are. You can relive all the incredible moments from today's matchup on demand at nfhsnetwork.com or with the NFHS Network app for Apple and Android.
Work hard and win big at West Virginia University. We automatically review applications for merit scholarship eligibility. No extra paperwork, no essays. Our scholarships are generous and non-competitive, which means if you have the grades, you have a scholarship. Plus, they're stackable, so you can get more than one and focus on what really matters. An easier path to your dream job. Let's go at wvu.edu.
Start of the second quarter here at Cumberland Valley's Chapman Field. Eric Thomas and Cade Perbula with you. 14-7 lead for Avonworth as Northwestern Lehigh's offense does come back out on the field for 4th down and 2 from the 47.
I like going forward here. You're nearly at the 50-yard line. Remember, they did not get off a great punt on their first possession when they went 3 and out. So 4th and 2, I like the call to go forward here. They come out in a twin set.
Lay will stand in the shotgun off the far hash. He has Lakatush with him. They move Holmes to the left side of the formation. On 4th and 2, now they motion back across with Zimmerman. He gets set on the near side. They go reverse. Lay blocks. Zimmerman trying to turn upfield, and there is nowhere to go because Luca Neal flew up there to make the stop on 4th down. Turnover on downs with 11:54 to go in the half, and Avonworth is going to have it on the Northwestern Lehigh side of the field.
Yeah, a reverse to the short side of the field, and they actually block or fool almost everyone except for Luca Neal. And you're not going to make him miss tonight. He is a sure tackler. He went right through the waist there. And great field possession here for Avonworth, already up a score.
1st and 10 from the Tigers' 43-yard line. Up by 7 as Bellinger looks to the sideline. And his staff. Looks like it is McDowell who's out there at the running back spot again. Actually, yes, it is McDowell. Design keeper by Bellinger, and he's going to get maybe 3 that time.
Carson Bellinger on the quarterback.
So that'll bring up 2nd down and 7 as we're just underway here in the second quarter.
Tiger defense led by
Still haven't seen, I know Avonworth is 2 for 2, 2 touchdowns on offense so far. Still haven't seen them really establish the run yet, where that'll be important if they do get a lead to kind of take some time off the clock, shorten this game a little bit. They've been great through the air tonight. Be interested to see if they can really control the line of scrimmage like they do on the defensive side of the ball on the offensive.
Bellinger out of the shotgun again on 2nd down. Fakes to McDowell, back to pass pressure. He steps up, and he's going to go down. Back near midfield. Excellent job that time by the Tigers defense as Braxton Lakatish was in there for the sack with 11:03 to go in the first half. Big defensive play for Northwestern Lehigh. They've needed that too because their defense has had some issues here in this first quarter, this first half.
Now, that's the best way to stop a passing attack that's feeling it, that's hot. It's to get some pressure on the quarterback, have him start looking down at the rush. Oh, and there's a offsides on the hard count there.
Would be 3rd and 17. This is going to be against Northwestern Lehigh, so it'll be +5 for Avonworth. It'll make it 3rd and 12 for Lakatush. That is sack number 3.5 on the season.
But still, that's going to be the key tonight is to slow down this passing attack for Avonworth that's gotten off to a great start. Is the pass rush here for Northwestern Lehigh. Can they get to Bellinger and have him scrambling, running around, and ultimately take him down for some sacks and put him behind the sticks like they have done here, 3rd and 12.
It's a 3-man front for Northwestern Lehigh on 3rd down as Neal goes in motion. 3rd and 12, Bellinger from midfield to snap. Going to air it out, looking deep down the field for Jones. It's double covered, and Jones out jumps everybody and pulls it in at the 10-yard line. Unreal that he was able to split those defenders, and Bellinger put it on a dot. And it's going to be 1st and goal for Avonworth.
Jaden Jones.
Ball hung up there. They rolled out Bellinger to his left. He tried to get his feet set, but didn't really get a lot on that throw. Safety, number 10 for Northwestern Lehigh, Mason Bellinger, had a clear shot at that to at least knock it away, but he mistimed his jump and was landing by the time the ball got there. And great job by
Neal under
Jones.
center. Neal takes the snap. He breaks out to the right side. Stiff arm. Luca Neal dives. Pylon got inside of it. Touchdown, Avonworth. 2nd rushing touchdown in as many possessions for Luca Neal. And with 9:41 to go in the first half, the Antelopes extend the lead. It's now 20-7.
Yeah, Luca Neal again in the red zone, condensed the formation down. He wins the race to the pylon and stiff arms a guy for 5 yards, and then dives once he's running out of space for the touchdown. He's undefeated in the red zone so far tonight. It seems like he's impossible to tackle.
You would be correct about that. Ask any team in District 7 how they feel about trying to go against that dude. As Mahan's point after try is up, and it is good. A 14-point run by the Antelopes, set up by that 4th down stop by their defense. Luca Neal made the stop, and then Luca Neal the touchdown. And all of a sudden, it's 21-7 Avonworth. This is the PIAA Radio Network.
Work hard and win big at West Virginia University. We automatically review applications for merit scholarship eligibility. No extra paperwork, no essays. Our scholarships are generous and non-competitive, which means if you have the grades, you have a scholarship. Plus, they're stackable, so you can get more than one and focus on what really matters. An easier path to your dream job. Let's go at wvu.edu.
You're listening to the PIAA Football Championships on the PIAA Radio Network.
Luca Neal is putting on a show here this afternoon. 2 touchdown runs. He has touched the ball offensively 4 times in this contest in this first half. 2 touchdowns, and he's got a total of 68 yards of offense here in the first 13 minutes or so as Avonworth kicks it away. And Northwestern Lehigh is going to be backed up once again to the 17-yard line, their own 18-yard line. 4th drive of the afternoon here for the Tigers, and they got to get something working here.
And I jinxed it. I was just talking about the special teams and the field position, but Calder Mahan, the kicker for Avonworth, blasts a good one, and good coverage there by Avonworth sets up Northwestern Lehigh on their own 18, 17-yard line.
Yes, as you do this more, you will learn about the broadcaster jinx. There's no question. As Lay takes the snap, back to pass. He's backpedaling. Lay has to take off and run, and there's a bunch of white shirts to throw his shoulder into him. And he's going to be taken down in the backfield. Noah Neese is going to get credited with the stop that time, and that's all the way back to the 16-yard line, a loss of 2.
A good defense there, good coverage. Northwestern Lehigh tries to run a screen to the running back. It's not open, it's covered, and a good decision there by Lay to just tuck it, get what he can.
Lay out of the shotgun now on 2nd down and 12. He's got 3 near side. Holmes, the tight end, on the right. Lakatosh is in the backfield with him here on 2nd down and 12. Clock winding down to 8:50 to go in the first half. Play clock down to 7 for Northwestern Lehigh. They got to get set here. It looks like they're a little confused offensively as Lay does take the snap. Quick throw near side. Catch is made to the 25. And that catch pulled in by Mason Bollinger, who
gets
gets the loss back plus a handful. It's going to be third down and manageable now for this team. Third down and 4, third down and 3 for Northwestern Lehigh.
It's going to be difficult for Northwestern Lehigh to rip off big plays tonight with Jaden Jones and Luca Neal roaming. They're kind of playing safety on either side of the field, and a nice throw and pitch and catch there by Northwestern Lehigh, but Jaden Jones all over it, and it's going to be tough to make them miss tonight and rip off big plays. They're kind of playing last line of defense there for Avonworth.
Third down and 4. Big third down here for Northwestern Lehigh. The pressure, Lay throws off his back foot. Nobody out there. He's trying to feed it up the near side to Lagway. Coverage was there, and it's going to bring up 4th down.
Incomplete pass will bring up 4th down.
Yeah, Lay started looking left, didn't like what he saw, came back right, and what he saw was a man in his face and just tried to get that one out of bounds, give his receiver a shot. He was running an in cut, so not intentional grounding, but not really near anybody either, just kind of throwing it away there on 3rd and 4, bring out the punt unit.
Luca Neal, one of the return men, back on the near side. This punt much better than the first one. That is a high twisting spiral. It's going to head towards the sideline and out of bounds, and they'll mark it at the 33-yard line. So that's where Avonworth is going to start. 1st and 10. Out of the 4 possessions for Northwestern Lehigh in this first half, they've punted twice and turned the ball over on downs once. The other one was the touchdown. But they have had problems here in this game. Meanwhile, for Avonworth, all 3 drives have ended in scores.
And back to that last drive for Avonworth, pretty frustrating for Northwestern Lehigh. They had an opportunity for a turnover there. There was a ball that was floating. Safety had a chance, looked like, to come in and at least tip it away on a big third down or intercept it, but wasn't able to. Ended up being a big catch, set up the touchdown. Avonworth hasn't established much in the trenches, just kind of big plays down the sideline.
Yeah, it's been the big play for this team here in this first half as Bellinger takes the snap, and we got whistles and flags. This is going to be a 5-yard penalty against Avonworth, so it'll bring up 1st and 15. Take the ball back to the 28-yard line. So far, time of possession dominated by Northwestern Lehigh, double what Avonworth has had, yet Avonworth has a 14-point lead as Bellinger looks to the sideline on 1st and 15. Neal is to his left on the near side of the formation. Shotgun snap off the near hash. Jones is the man wide to the far side. He's going to look that way to Jones and air it out. Jones makes the adjustment again, and he had it in his hands. They're going to say that he caught that. He lost the ball going out of bounds, but he had possession of it when he got to the white. So that is a catch, another big play, down to the Northwestern Lehigh 42 with 7:41 to go.
Obviously impressed with Jaden Jones tonight, an outstanding back shoulder catch there, but Carson Bellinger showing he has the arm strength to pitch it out there to the wide side of the field with some tempo.
It's a gain of 30 on 1st and 15. Bellinger pitch near side. It's Neal, cuts back, nothing there. And there's the Northwestern Lehigh defense, which they've relied on a lot to make some big plays here. As Neal is cramped up right near the line of scrimmage, they're going to mark him down at the 42, so no gain that time. It'll be 2nd and 10.
It's kind of the theme today so far. Avonworth not able to do much on the ground, but big plays down the sideline.
2nd and 10 for Avonworth. Neal to the far side, Jones to the near side. They line up Arlia, the tight end, on the near side of the formation. Shotgun for Bellinger on 2nd down and 10. Carson looks to that sideline once again to get the play. Play clock is down to 3. They're going to have to call a timeout. And they do with 6:52 to go in the first half. We'll take one as well. 21-7, Avonworth in front of Northwestern Lehigh. 6:52 to go in the second quarter. This is the PIAA Radio Network.
The PA Attorney General's Office and the PIAA remind you to not let pain become a killer. If you suspect a teammate, family member, or friend of abusing prescription drugs, tell a coach, tell a teammate, tell a teacher, tell someone. For help and information, Go to ddap.pa.gov, and together we can ensure that pain doesn't become a killer.
If you think you can make the calls, become a PIAA official. Make some extra cash, stay in shape, and enjoy interscholastic sports, all while making a difference in your community. Head to PIAA.org for more information.
You're listening to the PIAA Football Championships on the PIAA Radio Network.
6:52 to go in the first half. Avonworth a 21-7 lead on Northwestern Lehigh here at Chapman Field at Cumberland Valley High School. It's a 2nd down and 10 for the Antelopes out of that timeout. They attack the end zone to our left, and they have just thrived on this big play all afternoon long. How about Jones in the first half? 5 receptions and a $141 and a touchdown. He's averaging 28 yards a catch in the first half.
Yeah, he's been unguardable tonight. Like to see Northwestern Lehigh bring this corner some help. Leaving him one-on-one with Jaden Jones is going to be an issue all night.
2nd down and 10 from the 42 for Bellinger and company. Snap. Carson looks near side, catch. Guess who? Jones to the 35. Upended there, got out of the tackle, spun his way to the sideline, and is taken down there. But a nice gain on 2nd down. And that's going to leave Avonworth a 3rd and short.
Defense, number 9, Braxton
3rd and 1. Lakatish had the tackle that time. That's his 6th catch already.
It just occurred to me who's trying to keep Jaden Jones in check. It's the quarterback for Northwestern Lehigh, Shane Lay.
3rd down and 1 for Avonworth off the near hash. It's going to be Neal taking the snap this time. They've got the extra blockers in the backfield. From the 33 in the near hash, Neal the snap, going to go left side, trying to get to the edge, stiff arms the defender, cuts back. I don't know how he stayed in bounds. And he is just going to get ganged up on, but he's going to have enough for the 1st down with 5:54 to go in the half.
It looks like they were going to run him out of bounds, like you said. They ran a kind of a sweep play to the boundary, which in high school is not a lot of space. These hashes are really wide. And looked like he was going to head out of bounds, but he puts his foot in the ground, darts back in, and picks up the yard they needed, it seems like.
It's been a weekend of records here. Jaden Jones is already working on the state record for most receiving yards in a title game. He's got 150 in this first half. And the record is Travis Thompson of Gateway in 2017 with 172. You might see that before the half is over. They're going to bring out the sticks to measure here. This is right up on the Northwestern Lehigh sideline, and he is going to have enough for the 1st down by the nose of the football.
1st down.
They've gotten the ball to him a couple different ways tonight. They ran a hitch on the play before. They've done that a couple times, but really they're just putting some air under the ball and letting him go up and get it. Nice back shoulder throw earlier, but some balls that have been severely underthrown, he's just gone up and made a play on the ball, kind of like getting a rebound in basketball. Wouldn't be surprised if he played basketball. I can tell by the way he goes up and attacks the ball at its highest point.
Now that Avonworth basketball team last year was really good in the WPIAA. That classification among the best, and they have just been dominant here the last 2 years on the football field as well, really the last 6 years. This is 3rd state title appearance here as Bellinger going to throw. Far side, catch is made. Neal breaks to the outside, tackled over the 20 and down near the 17-yard line. Another 1st down for Avonworth with 5:24 to go. They just have guys that are unguardable right now. Both sides.
Yeah, Northwestern Lehigh says, well, they've been getting behind us. We're going to back up a little bit. And Avonworth says, okay, well, then we'll take the easy hitch. And Bellinger does a nice job just being decisive, catching that snap and letting it fly. Doesn't let the corner still in his back pedal. The flat defender, the linebacker, is kind of reading, is it a pass or a run? Next thing they know, the ball's in the receiver's hands and they have to make a tackle. Easy Kate, 10 yards on 1st down.
Kate, he has a quarterback rating right now of 362.8. He is 8 for 8 for 211 yards.
Well, he needs to thank Jaden Jones for a lot of that.
Yeah, you got that right as they go direct snap to Neal. Neal, look at keeping the legs working. He's down to the 5-yard line. It's a gain of 12 and 1st and goal for Avonworth.
It takes 2, 3, 4 guys to bring down Luca Neal tonight. He's especially seems like their best runs of the night are the part that's usually the hardest part of the field to run the ball. They just been direct. Once they get inside the 10-yard line, just direct snap to Luca Neal and see if everyone can bring him down.
They're going to have him in the direct snap lineup again here with 4:20 to go. I didn't know your quarterback rating could go to 362.8, 362.8. That is absurd. As Neal will take the snap, direct snap. Got a little motion here, and they will go at the sweep to the near side, turning the corner and getting rocked right before the goal line on the near side. Was Kroll. And that'll set up 2nd and goal here with 4:04 to go.
Good hit by Lakatosh. That's one of my favorite things about these smaller classification games is you see guys playing both ways. Lakatosh with some nice runs early in the game for Northwestern Lehigh and flying to the sideline across the field to lay the wood and get the stop, bring up 2nd and goal from the 1 here now.
Neal direct snap once again. He's already got 2 rushing touchdowns today. They look to the sideline. I'm pretty sure we know who's going to carry the ball in this situation and what the play is going to be. As Neal will take the direct snap. He goes right up the gut. Touchdown, Luca Neal. His 3rd rushing touchdown of the half.
Got a marker down.
And we do have a flag down, and we might have had a false start. For the moment, it's a touchdown.
For the Antelopes, touchdown.
And it is going to be against the Lopes, so that's going to take the touchdown off the board. Back them up 5. It'll be 2nd and goal back at the 6.
Yeah, remember that flag if Avonworth isn't able to convert here. Again, that's the 2nd flag that we've seen, procedural penalty with Luca Neal doing the cadence. It's always a little awkward sometimes. I think what they got there was Luca Neal was falling forward as the ball was snapped.
2nd down.
Can't do that.
So it'll be 2nd and goal once again from the 6. Neal, 2 receivers out to the far side. It's Jones on the near side. Neal stands on the near hash in the shotgun, direct snap. Going to go right up the middle again, following his block, gets inside the 5, and he stopped at the 3, the 4-yard line. So 2-yard gain that time. And it's going to be 3rd down and goal now with 3:48 to go in the first half.
54, Devin Rex.
Devin Rex had to stop that time. Didn't set the Tigers defense for you. They listed Trip Sell as one of the starters. Michael Boring's been in there a lot at that defensive end spot. But Fritz Schreier and Colton Pop also up front. They play primarily a 3-man line, does Northwestern Lehigh, but they've gone more beef up front here on this goal line defense now. It's going to be 3rd and goal from the 4. Neal the direct snap. Actually, it goes sweep to Jones to the outside. Tigers have cut off nicely. Jones is driven out of bounds on the far side. Excellent pursuit that time by the Tigers defense as Kamuri Morgan, the corner, in there to lay the wood.
Did you see what happened there? There's no way they tried that. They snapped the ball to a receiver in motion, and the snap was a little late, and the receiver, who probably would have taken the handoff, instead caught the snap directly on the move. So I've never seen that before if that's something they were actually trying to do. It didn't work, but it looked cool in the moment. They actually lost a couple yards.
So they're going to try a field goal here with 3:12 to go on 4th and goal. It's going to be a 21-yarder for Mahan as Bellinger will hold. It's off the far hash. Kick is away, and it is through. So Avonworth does get points. They have scored points on every drive this afternoon. They don't get the 7 there. A little moral victory for Northwestern Lehigh, but it's 24-7. Avonworth in control here with 3:09 to go in the first half. You're listening to the Class 3A championship game on the PIAA radio network.
Today's game is streaming on the NFHS network. With the NFHS network, you can watch live and on-demand high school sports on any device, wherever you are. Text your friends and family who aren't at the game and invite them to watch live now at nfhsnetwork.com or with the NFHS Network app for Apple and Android.
Thank you for over 40 years of trust. During those years, we've helped thousands of people just like you, our neighbors. We're here for you. We're here for our community. We're here for our region. The people that we worry about the most are the people who never hire an attorney. That's what the insurance company wants. When you do call us, you'll know that you have the firm with over 40 years of experience. And remember, there's never a fee unless we get money for you.
Back here at Chapman Field, Eric Thomas and Cade Perbula with you. 3:09 to go in the first half. Let's take 10 seconds to pause for station identification here on the PIAA Radio Network.
You're listening to the PIAA Football Championships on the PIAA Radio Network.
Alongside Cade Perbula and our producer today, James Dotson, spotter Travis Sparks, Eric Thomas with you here, as Avonworth has a 24-7 lead in the first half here of the 3A title game. Today's game brought to you in part by UPMC, life-changing medicine. So another scoring drive for the Antelopes, who have connected on all 4 possessions here this afternoon, and they lead it by 17 late in this first half, as Lagaway is going to get it across the 20 to the 22, and that's where Northwestern Lehigh is going to start first and 10. So their starting field position in this game today has been their own 30, their own 13, their own 39, and now their own 18 and their own 23.
Yeah, not good in comparison to what they've given up, and what we've seen throughout the state championships and just in high school football in general. Good kickoffs and good coverage by Avonworth here. Northwestern Lehigh, not a big play team, so it just adds another 20 yards that they have to go if they want to score.
Lakatosh will come out to the near side. They'll motion Zimmerman across the formation away from us. Shotgun snap for Lay on first down. Pressure. Lay steps up, delivers over the middle, and it's almost intercepted.
Pass over the middle, incomplete. Broken up by Jackson Kroll.
Dangerously thrown, and Kroll, who's been busy here this afternoon, had hands on it, just couldn't pull it in. It's 2nd and 10.
Now Northwestern Lehigh spreads it out, goes 2 by 2, and kind of runs they got a post, a dig, an underneath route, tries to hit the underneath route, but sails it and almost picked off by a linebacker at the next level. Thankfully falls incomplete, brings up 2nd and 10.
Shotgun once again for Lay off the far hash, motion to the near side of the formation, and now motion once again. So get the tight end set, they turn and hand it off, and trying to make something happen is Lakatosh, and he will get to the 25. It's only a gain of 2, so it's going to bring up 3rd down and 8.
Northwestern Lehigh loves their pre-snap movement, don't they? They send at least, I bet on average, at least 1.5 guys in motion before each snap. And they're signaling in these plays. I wonder what these signals look like. They have one guy signaling in the plays and always a couple guys in motion. Here comes one. I'm sure there'll be another one or something. Yep, there's number 2. It's like every play.
Lay out of the shotgun on 3rd and 8. Back to pass. Pressure. Lay off his back foot. Floats it, and it's incomplete. So that'll bring up 4th and 8. And once again, they will have to punt it away with 2:14 left. Here's where it gets dangerous, though, because remember, Avonworth is going to get the ball to start the second half. They're going to have 2 timeouts, and they're getting the ball back with a little over 2 minutes to go in the half.
And back to that 3rd down play, that's frustrating as a quarterback because they had him dialed up there. They got man coverage. They ran 2 posts. It was a 3-by-1 formation. They ran 2 posts on the outside, corner out from the inside receiver, almost uncovered. But Shane Lay just doesn't have enough time in the pocket to step into that throw. Falls incomplete, but that would have been a huge play were they able to connect.
Yeah, they were really worried about this offensive line, and this punt is going to go nowhere. Boy, Avonworth is going to get incredible starting field position on this last drive here of the half with 2:08 to go. That is going to work itself out to a 7-yard punt for Northwestern Lehigh. Avonworth is going to take over at the Tigers' 32-yard line.
Yeah, they've had 3 punts today. 2 of them not good. That was one of them. And then the one in the middle was actually a great punt. But with being down what they are now, 17 points, it probably makes sense to just err on the side of going for it on 4th down.
They've started 3 possessions from the 47, the Northwestern Lehigh 43, and now the Northwestern Lehigh 32. And they've scored on all of their possessions so far. Neal will take the direct snap with 2:08 to go in the half. Luca Neal right up the gut. Luca Neal spun around, lost the football, and Northwestern Lehigh is going to get it right back. Neal got popped right in the middle, and coming up with that on the recovery was Devin Rex, number 54, the tackle. He's had himself a good season, but no bigger play than that right there.
It's the first mistake Avonworth's made tonight. Neal loses the ball on 1st and 10 after the bad punt and breathes some life back into this Northwestern Lehigh Tigers team.
Tigers have 3 timeouts left, down 24-7. And we're going to whistle here as the play unfolds.
They're trying to set up another screen play. They're not. Definitely calling everything they have. They ran the ball, they ran some screens, they've done some dropbacks and play action. They've done it all here. One drive, they've been able to put it together.
Clock down at 2:03 to go in the half. There was a false start on Northwestern Lehigh, so that takes the ball back to the 19-yard line. It's 1st and 15 for Lay and company. Motion towards us on 1st and 15. Lay back to pass. Pocket breaking down. Lay scrambles out of it. Lay going to throw it. It's caught over the middle on the far side, and taking it up across the 35 for a first down is going to be Lagaway. Biggest play of the afternoon outside of the touchdown so far for Northwestern Lehigh with 1:48 to go.
Well, they try to set up a little flat route to the running back, a little misdirection. Lay makes a few guys miss in the pocket, retreats, and finds a guy over the middle. A huge play.
Tempo. Lay's going to air it out, looking deep down the near side. Lagaway was the intended receiver, and we're going to get a flag.
My goodness.
Flag on the near side. Cooper Sharding had the coverage down the field for Avonworth. This is going to result in another first down for the Tigers with 1:35 to go.
They run the one-man wheel route to the wide side of the field. Good defense there by Avonworth. I'm not going to try not to throw the refs under the bus. Doesn't feel like a pass interference there to me, but ball was a little overthrown. I guess there was a little bit of contact, but these Northwestern Lehigh fans, they were letting the refs hear it while that ball was in the air, waiting for that pass interference call.
Lay has thrown in his career for just under 6,000 yards, but that's the first time today that they've taken a true deep shot. 1st and 10 from the midfield. They go to the ground. Lakatosh. And another first down as he's inside Avonworth territory down to the Lopes 42-yard line.
Good run there by Lakatosh. This is kind of similar to the drive they had earlier where they scored a touchdown. They got a big pass interference call and kept it on rolling from there. Got to watch the clock here. Only 80 seconds left.
Down to the 37-yard line, I beg your pardon, of the Antelopes. Snap to Lay, back to pass. Tempo again, throws over the middle. Too high that time and incomplete. Nobody in the middle of the field that time for the Tigers. It'll be 2nd and 10 with 70 seconds to go in the half.
And they bring a man in motion, fake the jet sweep, and send the tight end up the seam, and he had him. He just sailed it a little high, and again, almost second or third time tonight, Lay's been a little high, and it's almost intercepted by the man over top. But again, falls incomplete, stops the clock. Not the worst thing in the world when you're fighting against it. Here trying to get a score before the end of the half.
Now they still have all 3 timeouts left as well. Does Northwestern Lehigh. Lay will be in an empty set on 2nd and 10 from the 37. 3 receivers to the far side. Now they motion away from us. It is all over on that side. Little slip screen over the middle. Catch is made. Off and running is Zimmerman. Bounces to the outside. Lost the ball. It is picked up by Avonworth. And off and running the other way with a caravan and Lay to beat, who knocks him out of bounds. On the far side is Gavin McDowell, who comes up with the fumble recovery. It's a 49-yard return. And it just keeps snowballing here for the Tigers in this first half.
That is a killer. Great play design. They fake the bubble, throw the tunnel screen, and he's stiff-arming a defender, fighting for extra yards, and man just comes in and punches that ball out, bounces right into the hands of Avonworth, and a good return sets him up on the 25 going in.
So Avonworth, who had a golden opportunity off the punt, fumbled. Northwestern Lehigh gets the benefit of a penalty and a couple of big plays. They turn it right back over. The monster return by McDowell, and Avonworth is in business again. 2 timeouts with 55 seconds left. 1st and 10 from the 22 of the Tigers. Snap to Bellinger. Throws it over the middle. It's intercepted, and we go back the other way as Lay steps in front of that one to get it right back for the Tigers.
I love it. Shane Lay, the quarterback for Northwestern Lehigh, guarding Jaden Jones, who's an outstanding receiver, just jumps that slant route, cuts it off, and makes a play not only to knock it away, but to pick it off, pins it against his helmet, stumbles forward, and 3 turnovers in the last 3 minutes.
That is Lay's 3rd interception of the season with 50 seconds to go in the half. 24-7, and Northwestern Lehigh gets it right back. See if they can do anything with the 3 timeouts left. Lay going to roll out. It's set, fires on the near side. The catch is incomplete, and an attempt there by Lagaway. With 45 seconds to go, it'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Lay's best passes have been from the pocket tonight. Thinking back, he hit a dig over the middle to set up their first touchdown. Their screen games have been good. I'd like to see them give him a chance to hit some of these big targets they have. He's like Bollinger tonight. 45 seconds left. Feels like they need a score here and some momentum going into halftime.
Lay going to do a little pop pass to Zimmerman. Zimmerman got popped himself. Sharding that time laid the hit, and Zimmerman is slow to get up.
Grady Zimmerman on the reverse carry.
Yeah, he was hit hard there.
Tackle number 14, Evan Lotzenheiser.
Jaden Jones came in and let it out on Zimmerman. Ball came out, but I guess they were saying he was down.
Yeah, he was down, and there'll be a timeout called here by Josh Snyder and Northwestern Lehigh. Oh, with Avonworth actually called the timeout with 19 seconds left here. 3rd down and 5 upcoming for Northwestern Lehigh. So this first half, 3 punts, a fumble, a turnover on downs, and then a touchdown on an 11-play drive on their 2nd drive of the afternoon for Northwestern Lehigh. And up until lately, when they fumbled and threw an interception, it's been 4 straight scores for Avonworth. And a 24-7 game here in the first half, a game that's really, for the most part, been dominated by Avonworth, but of late, they just have not been able to find that knockout punch.
Yeah, Avonworth, if it's not for them shooting themselves in the foot on offense, they've played nearly a perfect game tonight, played great defense, as we expected. That was the matchup we had to watch tonight, was the Northwestern Lehigh offense versus their defense. But the offense for Avonworth felt unstoppable early in this game, but the last 2 drives, big turnovers, kind of letting Northwestern Lehigh hang around here.
Big first half for Jaden Jones of Avonworth. Busy first half for Luke O'Neill, who's got 100 yards of offense, over 100 yards of offense here in this first half. 20 seconds to go. It's 3rd down and 5 for Northwestern Lehigh. Laying the shotgun on the near hash. Going to keep it, go up the middle, and he's going to get wrestled to the turf that time. And another timeout going to get called here. Bradley Hines had to stop that time for Avonworth with 15 seconds left. And we will take a timeout as well. 24-7, Avonworth in front of Northwestern Lehigh in the Class 3A title game here on the PIAA Radio Network.
For over 100 years, Wilson has been an icon on the gridiron, delivering elite performance on more high school football fields than any other brand, as well as being the official football of the NFL and the NCAA. Where there's football, there's Wilson. Learn more at wilson.com. Together, we bring more. Celebrate the milestones, big and small, in life, from your first state championship win to a family get-together. And make them more meaningful with beef. Visit beefitswhatsfordinner.com for beef recipe inspirations and more.
You're listening to the PIAA Football Championships on the PIAA Radio Network.
15 seconds to go here in the first half. It's 24-7, Avonworth in front of Northwestern Lehigh. I just went back and looked at this. Last year in the title game, there were 2 turnovers the entire game that went to overtime. We've had more than that here in the last minute, 2 minutes or so. 4th down and 3 for Northwestern Lehigh. They show like they're going to go for it here, trying to get a hard count and draw Avonworth offsides to get a first down.
Well, Avonworth had 12 guys on the field.
Lay is going to snap it, keep it, go to the sideline, try to turn upfield, and he is going to be right at the marker, and we'll have enough for the first down.
I guess if you're Northwestern Lehigh, you go, well, there's 15 seconds left in the half. Our punt team has been so bad. We probably have a better chance of protecting the score at what it is now by just going for it and trying to pick up 4 yards than punting. Makes sense to me with how their punts have gone.
Avonworth is now out of timeout, so Northwestern Lehigh, if they want, could take a knee. Remember, Avonworth is going to get the ball to start the second half. And they got a 24-7 lead in this one, and it looks like they are going to line up and just take a knee here to close the half. Play clock down to 3.
They're just not a big play team, not someone that feels comfortable with 15 seconds left, trying to probably only more bad than good can happen there.
So that will do it for the first half. A first half dominated by Avonworth as they lead it 24-7. When we come back, the halftime show here from Chapman Field. Class 3A title game on the PIAA Radio Network.
Today's game is streaming on the NFHS Network. With the NFHS Network, you can watch live and on-demand high school sports on any device, wherever you are. Text your friends and family who aren't at the game and invite them to watch live now at nfhsnetwork.com or with the NFHS Network app for Apple and Android.
Thinking about a career in medicine? Osteopathic medicine combines a total body approach to the patient with modern science. With 4 College of Osteopathic Medicine campuses right here in Pennsylvania, your opportunities are endless. To find out more, visit poma.org. This message is brought to you by the POMA Foundation, a healthy lifestyle partner of the PIAA.
The Pennsylvania Association of Broadcasters and the PIAA, 2 community-focused organizations, are proud to be collaborating to provide Pennsylvanians free access to local high school sports broadcasts. To follow your schools, check your local TV and radio stations for coverage. Through the PAB and PIAA partnership, following Pennsylvania student athletes has never been easier.
You're listening to the PIAA Football Championships on the PIAA Radio Network.
Halftime here at Chapman Field, 24-7. Avonworth in front of Northwestern Lehigh. And Avonworth at one point had scored on 4 consecutive possessions, including the opening play of the game for them offensively. A 47-yard touchdown pass, or a 53-yard touchdown pass from Carson Bellinger to Jaden Jones to get the scoring going here. And then a couple of turnovers late in the half. And you just mentioned it right before the half. This Northwestern Lehigh team just not necessarily big play. One of their biggest plays in the first half was the pass interference that got them down the field before they turned it over to Avonworth right there at the end of the half. They're just not equipped right now to be explosive like Avonworth is.
No, they're not explosive, but they can throw the ball. Usually they're kind of synonymous, like being able to be explosive usually means being able to shoot the ball downfield, but they've been successful just calling drop-back passes, little screens, picking up big chunks, just not going to have that 80-yard, 60-yard play because Avonworth has Jaden Jones and Luca Neal defending, and they're the best athletes on the field. I don't think anyone's going to argue that. Luca Neal and Jaden Jones. So not going to be big 80, 70-yard plays that would get Northwestern Lehigh back in this game. It's going to be those chunks, and they got to take care of the ball.
Yeah, they certainly have to. For Northwestern Lehigh, again, they started out this contest by having to punt the football. Then they came right back after an Avonworth touchdown and got a great drive of 11 plays to get their only touchdown. But since then, turnover on downs, punt, fumble, and then the half. So we'll see what they can do in the second half. They're going to have to figure out a way to stop Avonworth first because the Lopes are going to get the ball to start the second half. We're going to send it to James Dotson in the halftime show. After this, Avonworth leads Northwestern Lehigh in the 3A title game rematch here on the PIAA Radio Network.
What is life-changing medicine? Is it returning to the playing field or your favorite hiking path after an injury? Or running with your grandkids after a joint replacement? At UPMC, life-changing medicine is all those things. Through innovative research, rehabilitation, and advanced surgical procedures, our experts get you back to what you love doing. UPMC, changing healthcare, changing lives. Life-changing medicine.
Get a head start on your career in exciting fields like science, communication, engineering, and medicine, along with tuition assistance in the Pennsylvania National Guard. To learn more about the Pennsylvania National Guard, check out Join PA Guard on Facebook and Instagram, or go to nationalguard.com/PA.
Believe it or not, at Edgar Snyder and Associates, their competition isn't other law firms. It's the insurance companies. If you've been hurt in an accident, watch out. Insurance companies will short sell you. They will deny your claim. They will do anything they can to avoid paying you. With over 40 years of experience, Edgar Snyder and Associates has seen every trick in the book. They'll fight the insurance company every day to get you the money you deserve. They're available 24/7, so contact them now at 1-800-94-EDGAR. And remember, there's never a fee unless they get money for you.
It's interactive ice cream fun at the Turkey Hill Experience, located in Columbia, Pennsylvania. Learn how ice cream is made, invent and taste your own ice cream flavors in our Taste Lab. Milk our mechanical cows, star in your own commercial. Get unlimited free samples of iced tea and ice cream. Visit turkeyhillexperience.com for more information about the Turkey Hill Experience.
Welcome to the Halftime Show on the PIAA Radio Network. With a recap of the first half, here's James Dotson.
24/7, your halftime score here from Cumberland Valley High School, the Class 3A Football State Championship. Avonworth leading Northwestern Lehigh in a rematch of last year's championship. I'm James Dotson. Travis Sparks going to join us for a little fun here as we look back at the first half. And we saw it last night, first off, with the fact that you have a rematch of a championship game from a year ago, flipping the script and getting, the quote-unquote revenge. Here in the first half so far, we've seen that sort of thing for Avonworth as they've really controlled this game from the get-go.
Yes, they have, and they've taken advantage of the mistakes that Northwestern Lehigh has made. We've seen a couple more penalties than we're used to, but it's obvious with all the false start penalties and some of the pass interference penalties. And Avonworth hasn't been totally immune to those penalties as well. They've kept some Northwestern Lehigh drives alive, but Avonworth just done a great job with their two sets of offenses, with whether it's either Bellinger at quarterback or Luca Neal taking the direct snap. More when you get closer to the goal line, they go to the Luca package. Although the one time they tried it all the way up here at the 40-yard line, it ended up here in a fumble. So we had a little bit of a bakery with all the turnovers in the second quarter, but still Avonworth very impressive so far.
They got it right on the board after a 3-and-out on the first drive for Northwestern Lehigh. One play going to the air. Bellinger finding Jaden Jones for the deep touchdown.
First possession here for the Lopes. Snap, fake to Metz. Bellinger going to air it out, looking deep down the field. It's got a man running underneath of it. One play, and it's a touchdown for the Antelopes of Avonworth as Jaden Jones goes 53 yards on a perfect strike from Carson Bellinger. And just like that, Avonworth jumps on top 6-0 with 10:19 to go in the first.
Yeah, great start. One play, one touchdown, but Northwestern got into a bit of a groove. 6 first downs right down the field. An 11-play drive takes 6 minutes off the clock, and pounding it in for the first Northwestern Lehigh touchdown of the game.
Holmes and Lakatish are in the backfield with Lay. Snap, handoff to Lakatish, goes right side, and he's in the end zone. Easy money for the Tigers and the touchdown. 2-yard run by Braxton Lakatish, his 16th rushing touchdown of the season. Northwestern Lehigh goes right down the field.
Yeah, but it was Avonworth who would continue to go right down the field. In fact, scoring on each of their first 4 possessions, using the deep ball again down the field. This time, though, it's Luca Neal making the deep catch down to the 3-yard line, then going to the Wildcat for the touchdown.
Yep, we'll go direct snap. Neal trying to work his way right side, gets to the edge. Neal still fighting, dives for the pylon, And he is in for the touchdown. 8-yard touchdown run for Luca Neal, who kept it alive, shedding the tackle. And with 1:52 to go in the first, Avonworth has recaptured the lead at 13-7.
The pylon became Luca Neal's friend twice, as we'll hear in the second one, too.
Yeah, and after Neal being a part of the defensive stand on a 4th down reverse call for Northwestern Lehigh, Neal makes the stuff. Neal again finding the pylon from the Wildcat.
Center. Neal takes a snap. He breaks out to the right side. Stiff arm. Luca Neal dives. Pylon got inside of it. Touchdown, Avonworth. Second rushing touchdown in as many possessions for Luca Neal. And with 9:41 to go in the first half, the Antelopes extend the lead. It's now 20-7.
That was a run where he had the whole right side wide open, and he took on Lay one-on-one. Pretty much he was trying to tackle him, but Neal reaches that right arm to the pylon and gets his next touchdown.
Another Tigers 3 and out after that touchdown made it 21-7. You noticed all of a sudden the cornerbacks having to play off of Luca Neal and off of Jaden Jones. They nickel and dime their way down the field. They have a touchdown taken off of the board due to a procedure penalty. They have to settle for a Calder Mahan 21-yard field goal.
Field goal here, 3:12 to go on 4th and goal. It's going to be a 21-yarder for Mahan as Bellinger will hold. It's off the far hash. Kick is away, and it is through. So Avonworth does get points. They have scored points on every drive this afternoon.
And as you mentioned, apparently 2 o'clock, or with about 8 minutes remaining in the first half, is when the bakery decided to open. As you go 7-yard punt, fumble for Avonworth on the next play. Good drive from Northwestern Lehigh before the end of the half, but they cough it up, a long return, and then Shane Lay gets an interception right back to end the threat. They get a first down, but end up kneeling out the rest of the clock, does Northwestern Lehigh. So 24-7 your halftime score here. The turnovers late in the first half, Northwestern Lehigh had to feel good about, getting a chance, getting an opportunity, but then they coughed it right back up.
Yeah, the run game is struggling right now. They'll get their chunk plays every now and then, but then they'll end up with a false start or an incomplete pass, and it's just been tough sledding right now for Northwestern Lehigh. They're probably going to have to air it out, go with a couple more three-man receiver sets. If you're the Antelopes, stick with what's working, regardless of which offensive set it is. Yeah, they had the hiccup with the Luca Neal fumble, but when you talk Jaden Jones, he's already top 10 all-time in single-game championship yardage for a wide receiver. He's got 150, I believe, and the record's 172. So one catch, and he could vault everybody to get himself into the PIAA record books.
Yeah, 6 catches for 150 and that touchdown. Luca Neal with over 100 total yards, 2 catches for 61 yards and the 44 rushing yards with 2 touchdowns. And how about Carson Bellinger? He's thrown 9 passes, not one of them have hit the ground. 8 caught by his own team and then 1 intercepted by the other quarterback, Shane Lay. He's 7 of 14 for 81 yards in the first half. And Lakatish with 41 rushing yards and the touchdown. 24-7 your halftime score. Avonworth leading Northwestern Lehigh. We'll be back in a moment, taking a look back at Thursday and Friday games and a look ahead to the final game tonight, the Class 6A Championship. That's when we return on the halftime show here on the PIAA Radio Network. Believe it or not, at Edgar Snyder and Associates, their competition isn't other law firms. It's the insurance companies. If you've been hurt in an accident, watch out. Insurance companies will short sell you. They will deny your claim. They will do anything they can to avoid paying you. With over 40 years of experience, Edgar Snyder and Associates has seen every trick in the book. They'll fight the insurance company every day to get you the money you deserve. They're available 24/7, so contact them now at 1-800-94-EDGAR. And remember, there's never a fee unless they get money for you.
Today's game is streaming live on the NFHS Network. With the NFHS Network, you can watch live and on-demand high school sports on any device, wherever you are. You can relive all the incredible moments from today's matchup on demand at nfhsnetwork.com or with the NFHS Network app for Apple and Android.
Some see a high school football stadium. We see a place where Pennsylvanians come together as a community. The Pennsylvania Association of Broadcasters and the PIAA creating opportunities for student athletes to be seen across Pennsylvania.
You're listening to the PIAA Football Championships on the PIAA Radio Network.
The halftime show continuing here from Chapman Field, 24-7. Avonworth leading Northwestern Lehigh in the Class 3A championship. Take a look ahead to tonight, the final game, Class 6A championship game between LaSalle College and Central Catholic. Another rematch, not of last year's championship, but of a Week 0 game. You can't think of a better way to bookend this entire Pennsylvania high school football season.
Yeah, LaSalle with an impressive win back all the way, well, whatever you're going to call it, Week 0, Week 1. And
don't get Eric started over there. You know?
But, yeah, great way to end the season. And we can kind of tie it in with this game as well. If both Northwestern Lehigh and LaSalle College were to win, then that would complete the Route 309 trifecta, with Southern Lehigh having won back on Thursday night. However, Avonworth and Pittsburgh Central Catholic want the Whippeal sweep here on Saturday. Looking forward to a good game. Weather's not going to be a factor. Looking forward to two really good offenses tonight.
Yeah, one of the things you're going to hear a lot about, Central Catholic's running back Chris Black only had 4 touches in the first game when they played against each other. He had 38 carries last week in the semifinal win against Harrisburg, over 200 yards in that contest. On the other side, you got Gavin Sidwar, the Missouri commit, playing quarterback, and a pretty decent player, I'd say, in wide receiver Joey O'Brien. He's only going to go play in South Bend this season away from now.
Yeah, looking forward to the Blue Chippers really coming out to party tonight, and looking forward to hopefully get big crowds coming. It's a true Philadelphia versus Pittsburgh matchup tomorrow.
How it should be for the 6A championship game between LaSalle College and Central Catholic. That's at 7 o'clock tonight. Mr. Sparks will be joined by Bob McCool for that one, for the championship game, 7 o'clock here on the PIAA Radio Network. Flashback to Thursday, Clairton 35, Bishop Guilfoyle 3, the 5th state championship for the Clairton Bears, and their first since 2012 in the Class 1A title game. And then a couple of scoregamis, the 4A game. Southern Lehigh 43, Twin Valley 21, first ever state title for Southern Lehigh. How about Sean Steckert, the second most yards all time in a state final, 301 yards and 4 touchdowns there.
Impressive.
For the Spartans. That was very impressive. And then another scoregami yesterday afternoon, Southern Columbia 43-22 to get the record 15th championship for Southern Columbia. 351 yards rushing, but that was split amongst 4 really great players. And how about this? Negative 34 rushing yards for Farrell. Guilfoyle was held to negative 1 rushing yards in the 1A game against Clairton. So great defensive performances all around as well. And then last night, Roman Catholic 28-6, the first title for the Cahillites behind Samaj Beals, accounted for all 4 touchdowns, 231 yards passing, and 4 total scores, 3 through the air and 1 on the ground. We've seen some great performances on both sides of the football so far here this weekend.
Yeah, there have been, and just thinking about some of the great matchups we've had. Even Jules Johnson, he didn't rack up any rushing yards, but got a few receiving yards as well for Farrell. Southern Columbia, they did what Southern Columbia normally does. Roman Catholic said, "Hey, we're on the scene now too. We can get our state gold." Southern Lehigh, as I said in the broadcast, they've been flying under the radar pretty much their entire existence. They've got a state title now that they can bring back to the Lehigh Valley, and Clairton, they're back to being Clairton again. Bishop Guilfoyle, great job getting to the state title game, but everybody who got here deserved to get here.
Bishop Guilfoyle looking to repeat, were unable to do so. Last night, Bishop McDevitt looking to repeat, unable to do so. Right now, Northwestern Lehigh looking to repeat. Well, they're currently trailing 24-7 to Avonworth here at the halftime break. Will that change in the next 24 minutes? We'll have to bring in Eric Thomas and Cade Perbula back in to bring you the second half to find out what will happen here between the Lopes and the Tigers. Back in a moment here on the PIAA Radio Network.
Fans, you can have it in white, chocolate, strawberry, or practically any flavor you like. It's the beauty of milk, and no other drink quenches a king-size thirst like milk. After practice, reach beyond the colas and other drinks and get your hands on a tall, cold glass of milk and enjoy. whole milk, whole nutrition. The PIAA thanks the Allied Milk Producers of Pennsylvania for supplying our athletes with delicious chocolate milk for their bus rides home after today's championships.
What is life-changing medicine? The discovery of cancer at the earliest possible stage, challenging limits and transforming the impossible into reality, or connecting people to doctors and specialists when they need it most. At UPMC, we believe life-changing medicine is all those things. Our goal is to change the world of medicine and the lives of those around us. UPMC, changing healthcare, changing lives. Life-changing medicine.
You're listening to the PIAA Football Championships on the PIAA Radio Network.
All right, we're about set to go here for the second half. Let's see if the defending state champ Northwestern Lehigh Tigers have a rally in them. They are down 24-7 right now to Avonworth, and it will be Avonworth who gets the ball to start the second half. Eric Thomas and Cade Perbula are joining you here at Chapman Field. Big thanks to James Dotson, who's done a remarkable job all weekend long producing all 6 games here on our maiden voyage. And don't forget, you can stay tuned tonight at 7 o'clock for the final game of the high school football season as Travis Sparks and the Hall of Famer Bob McCool will have the call of the final game of the 2025 high school season, a game that started the high school football season. LaSalle College and Pitt Central Catholic coming your way tonight at 7 o'clock on the PIAA Radio Network. What does Northwestern Lehigh, obviously to start here, it's going to have to be to get a stop against Avonworth, but what do they need to do to get back in this game here in the second half?
Well, first thing they have to do, like you said, is get a stop. And what that means to me is stop the big plays down the sideline. They've done a great job stopping the run. They've shown that they have some fortitude up front. But and like you were talking about, if they get a stop on offense, we were talking about it before the break, they need to get back to those screens, let their quarterback get back in that drop-back passing game and get some of those big chunks. They're not going to be able to go 70 yards on one play, but put a whole drive together, eliminate those turnovers, and put some points on the board slowly and start to put some pressure on this Avonworth team.
It's going to be a pop-up kickoff. Ball is loose as Chase Sukanik kicked that one short. And it is going to be recovered by the Antelopes, so they will take over. But there's good starting field position again for Avonworth as they will have it here to begin the third quarter.
A little risk-reward there. Avonworth has gotten good field position anyway. Might as well go for the onside kick, and they almost got it. Ball was loose there for a couple seconds.
First half numbers of note, time of possession controlled by Northwestern Lehigh just by about 3 minutes, but the total offense, 256 yards and almost 12 yards a play for Avonworth. How about just 4 for Northwestern Lehigh, and they ran 33 plays. So they've got to generate some offense here. 1st and 10 from their own 42 for the Antelopes. They hand it off to Neal. Neal, good job to get up the field and make a defensive play early in the run there by Brady Zimmerman.
Can already see an alignment adjustment that Northwestern Lehigh is making. Jaden Jones was a problem for them in the first half. They're shading Lakatosh underneath, defending that hitch route, and they're putting their quarterback, Chase Lay, over the top. So they're kind of bracketing, putting 2 guys on Jaden Jones, which I think is smart.
22 yards away from tying the state record for most receiving yards in a state final is Jones after that big first half. Handoff to Neal on 2nd down, and Lucas across the 50. And he is into Northwestern Lehigh territory and a 1st down to the 46-yard line.
One of the better runs on the night for Avonworth. Northwestern Lehigh came out in a, like I was talking about, a little bit different alignment, kind of covering the pass, and Avonworth taking advantage of that. 2 good runs, pick up a 1st down pretty easily here to start out the second half.
Bellinger out of the shotgun on the near hash. Neal a deep back. Got Jones to the near side of the formation. On the far side, it's Romello Harris. And Bellinger will also have his wing on the near side as well. 1st and 10 from the 46 of the Tigers. Little option keeper by Bellinger. Got to the 45, trying to get leg tackled, and will as Colton Pop hung onto his ankle and then drove him to the turf. It's a gain that time of 2. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
Tiger defense led by 62 Colton Pop.
Avonworth in the white jerseys, gray pants, red trim. They attack the end zone to our left as we see it here at Chapman Field. We're on the home side. 2nd down and 8 from the 44. Neal again, the deep back. It's Jones near side, Harris far side. Wing this time is on the right side of the formation. Bellinger looks over the line, goes back to the sideline. Now he shifts Neal deeper behind him. Out of the shotgun, near hash, pumps, looks to his right, now he comes back left. Bellinger keeping it alive, scrambles towards the sideline, stayed in bounds, and then gets hit hard on the Northwestern Lehigh sideline. As he was chased there, Shane Lay is one of the guys in on the stop, along with Maddox Hurdle. It's going to be short of the first down by about 3 yards. So it's going to be 3rd down and 3 upcoming now for Avonworth.
Yeah, Avonworth electing to go with some play action there. Quarterback looks to his right, doesn't see anything. Escapes the pocket left, makes a few guys miss, picks up some yards, and makes his 3rd down a little more manageable here.
Shotgun for Bellinger off the near hash. Neal again, the deep back, wing on the right, receiver each way. 3rd and 3 from the 39. Avonworth up 24-7, looking for a knockout punch here early in the 3rd quarter. Snap to Bellinger, hands off to Neal, right up the middle, breaks to the outside, cuts back and gets upended at the 30. And he's going to have well enough for the 1st down on a gain of 9 to move the sticks with 9:04 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Neal was contacted in the backfield there, but brushed off the defenders and made a couple guys miss, picks up 8 or 9 there on a crucial 3rd down, keeps this drive alive, and Avonworth taking their time, trying to make this game as short as they can, coming into the second half with a 17-point lead.
About 80% on 3rd down today for Avonworth.
Yeah, besides those turnovers, they've been near perfect on both sides of the ball.
Shotgun again for Bellinger. 2 receivers to the right this time. They shift the tight end from right to left. And we're going to get a whistle for some movement here on the Avonworth side with 8:28 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Snap differential.
And our referee is John Daly tonight. John Daly, who jokingly tried to hijack our pregame interview, our pregame chat with Josh Snyder. He's a fun guy to talk to, our head ref today, as it's now 1st and 15. Again, they shift the tight end from right to left. Snap to Bellinger, back to pass, looks, going to air it out far side, looking down the field, and it's intercepted. Intercepted over on the far side. They're trying to feed it in there to Jones. And it was picked off that time by Kamuri Morgan. So the turnover. Boy, Avonworth, the last 3 possessions, they've turned the ball over in this game. Northwestern Lehigh is going to get it back with 8:05 to go, their first possession here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, Avonworth tries to go with a smash concept there, a slot route from the corner, a corner route from the slot, and the DB on the outside just falls off of the hitch route right into the window, an easy interception. Breathe some life once again back into this Northern Tigers team.
They're going to hand it off on 1st down to Bollinger, and Bollinger is upended that time. Romello Harris and also Evan Lotzenheiser there for the stop. It's going to be a short gain, actually a loss of 2. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 12.
So if you're Northwestern Lehigh, you've proven that you can get stops on defense. You just have to go out and prove now you can score on offense. They were able to put it together for 1 drive, removing the ball and a couple others before some turnovers stopped them. See if they can get back to the success they had earlier on that 1 touchdown drive.
7.5 to go in the 3rd. Lay off his back foot, throws it towards the 20. Diving catch is made by Holmes, the tight end. And that is going to be short of the 1st down by about 3 yards, so it's going to be 3rd down and 3.
Shane to Shane. Good. To the 18-yard line.
Up to the 18-yard line. So 3rd down and 3 now for Northwestern Lehigh. They were 2 of 7 in the first half on 3rd down. So this is a must here, down 24-7. And we're almost halfway through this 3rd quarter. Motion by Zimmerman across the formation away from us. Snap, handoff. Lakatosh, and he is going to get to the 21. Going to be right on the number that they need, and he's going to have enough.
Braxton Lakatosh up the middle.
And they will move the chain. So 1st down for Northwestern Lehigh. Big conversion there for the Tigers. They need to keep this drive working.
Yeah, that first down is always the hardest one to get, especially if you're a team like the Tigers who are kind of methodical. So that's a big pickup for them.
Motion towards us on first down. They fake it, lay back to pass, going to air it out, looking far side. Holmes goes up to get it, and he pulls it in across the 40, and they will mark him down at the 42-yard line. 21-yard gain for Holmes, who's been the man here on this drive, and another first down for Northwestern Lehigh with 6:17 to go in the quarter.
Yeah, good poise in the pocket there by Shane Lay. A little misdirection, play action, and finds Holmes on the corner out. Holmes goes up and snags that out of the air. Great catch.
Tempo off his back foot. Lay again trying to find Holmes, and that one is smothered. And it'll fall incomplete, so it'll be second down and 10 with 6:03 to go in the quarter.
This Northwest Lehigh offense is all about pre-snap motion, misdirection, play action, and these screens. It's very crafty what they do. Again, we were talking about not a big play offense, but definitely have the ability to pick up bigger chunks. And Shane Lay's been good tonight. He's made some good decisions with the ball.
9-17 here in this contest, as Lakatosh is going to get the carry for a gain of 1, and that's going to bring up third down and 9.
At some point, Northwestern Lehigh is going to have to kind of just commit to the pass, commit to these crafty screens and these drop back passes that they have. Let Shane Lay either deliver the ball downfield or pick up some tough yards on the ground. He's been good scrambling tonight too, but these short runs on first and second down not only aren't doing much, but they're draining the clock.
Zimmerman is going to go in motion towards us. Holmes, the tight ends on the left side. Snap, Lay going to throw, pressure, steps up, and now he's swarmed. There were 5 white jerseys in the backfield. Lay had nowhere to go with it down the field, and the pressure gets to him to bring up fourth down. Sack's going to go to Jack Crawford, the defensive back, and Northwestern Lehigh thinking about it here. They're going to punt it away with 5:07 to go.
I couldn't even tell if they were trying to set up a screen. It felt like no one on the defensive front was really blocked. Shane Lay was trying to get out, capture the edge, but there was just made a couple guys miss. Too many there in total, and a huge sack brings up the punt.
That was tipped, and there have been just nightmarish punts here today for Northwestern Lehigh. There is a flag down right back near the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that's interesting. Are they going to say that ball was tipped? If it's tipped, then there can't be a roughing the punter, but I think it was just another bad punt that led to personal foul.
So it's roughing the punter, and that's going to be an auto first down for Northwest Lehigh. No, it's not going to be auto because it's 4th and 20.
It was 4th and 20. No such thing as an automatic first down. But, Cade, you're absolutely correct. That was just another shanked punt. It was not touched by the defender, but the punter was absolutely destroyed by one of the rushers. Now, they're moving the chains. They should not be moving the chains here. Yeah, they're having to usher the first down markers now backwards to where they were. It should be 4th and 5.
But at least 4th and short enough. That voice you heard, James Dotson. But it is short enough here. They're going to have to talk about this with the officials here to make sure everybody's on the same page, because you're right. It was 4th and 20. It's a 15-yard penalty, so it's still 4th down, but it's 4th and 5. But now short enough that you definitely feel you're going to go for it here.
Yeah, especially we were just talking about it. It looked like the punt was blocked because it was such a bad punt. Clearly don't have the ability to really, I guess they're going to give them the first down here.
Wow, they are giving them the first down.
Conley moves the ball to the 47-yard line.
That's going to take it up to the 47 of the Tigers. Backside pressure. Lay uncorks it off his back foot down the field. Zimmerman between double coverage, and it's knocked away. Jaden Jones and Cooper Sharding were there defensively for Avonworth. That'll bring up 2nd and 10. James, come back on with us here for a second. Why are they giving them the first down there when it's a 15-yard penalty and it was 4th and 20?
I don't have an answer. All I can figure is if they're just in the mindset of personal fouls, automatic first down. But there is, again, no such thing as an automatic first down in the high school game.
Interesting, as Northwestern Lehigh keeps the drive alive. Fresh set of sticks, and it'll be 2nd and 10 after that incompletion. William Turner is in the game offensively for the Tigers. He's to the far side of the formation. Motion by Zimmerman away from us. Lay and company attack the end zone to our right. They hand it off And it is Sakanik who is going to get wrestled to the turf at the 49. Still shy of midfield. They got a ways to go now for third down. It's going to be third down and about 7. 3rd and 8 officially.
Back to that first down play where you guys were talking about the punt. Shane Lay rolled out right, and he had his man open and just underthrown by about 5 yards. The second or third time tonight that's happened. They really like moving him out of the pocket, but I wish they'd let him stay in the pocket. He's been great when his feet are set, but on the move, just couldn't get enough on that ball. Had to throw it about 40 yards and just probably ended up going about 37 and allowed the defense to recover, get a hand on it, and the ball falls incomplete.
3rd down and 8 from the 49, and we got all kinds of confusion here. And a timeout is going to be called by Northwestern Lehigh with 3:48 to go in the quarter. Time is a ticking here for the Tigers with 3:48 to go in the third quarter. We'll take a timeout as well. 24-7 Avonworth in front of the Tigers here on the PIAA Radio Network.
Today's game is streaming on the NFHS Network. With the NFHS Network, you can watch live and on-demand high school sports on any device, wherever you are. Text your friends and family who aren't at the game and invite them to watch live now at nfhsnetwork.com or with the NFHS Network app for Apple and Android.
Baron Rings are the official championship ring of the PIAA. For more information or to order your custom championship rings, please go to baronrings.com. That website, once again, is baronrings.com to order your custom championship rings today.
Back here at Chapman Field, 3rd down and 8 for Northwestern Lehigh out of the timeout. Lay will hand it off to Sakanik, and he is going to get swarmed. Actually going to lose a yard back to the 48, so it's going to be 4th down and 9. That defensive front for Avonworth, led by Neese and Arlia, Harris, and Lautzenheiser have been doing work today. So we got a couple of injured players on the field after the play. Looks like it's 2 of the linemen that are currently down for each side. Devin Rex is the one down for Northwestern Lehigh, and Bradley Hines was the injured player, the shaken-up player for Avonworth.
Yeah, again, we saw this last night. We'll probably continue to see it later into the game, the 6A game later. A lot of cramps here. It is cold weather. Extreme heat and extreme cold can cause these cramps. Wouldn't call these players injured. It's pretty clear that they're just cramping up. Yeah, and on 3rd and 8, they're running the ball, just trying to cut that in half. Instead, they go backwards 1 yard, brings up 4th and 9. But don't count this Northwestern Lehigh offense out here on 4th and 9. They've been okay in these situations. Shane Lay's made some good decisions, and their tight end Holmes was great earlier for them on this drive. Lakatosh has been a playmaker, and Mason Bollinger is a big target for them. So don't count them out here. They're not an uncomfortable offense in these situations.
It's a big loss here as Devin Rex is the injured player on the field. Here's James with an update on that penalty.
Rule 9-4, Article 5, rushing the kicker or holder 15 yards and 1st down from the previous spot. So I stand corrected. You learn something new every day, Eric. You see, pass interference penalties are the big one that you don't get an automatic 1st down. But, yeah, a personal foul, roughing the kicker, that is specific. Well done by this officiating crew.
Should get it in writing that I was correct there on my initial assessment, right?
No one heard that.
So it's going to be 4th down and 9 as they get the injured players off the field. That's a big loss for Northwestern Lehigh with Devin Rex gone because their offensive line reshuffled from a year ago. The sophomore is off the field, but Northwestern Lehigh is going to have to go for it here on 4th and 9. Down 24-7 and only 15 and change left of game time. Lay backpedals, looks, scrambles, uncorks it, throwing across the field. This is up for grabs and it's intercepted. Jackson Kroll runs underneath of it and picks it off for Avonworth. And the Lopes are going to take back over at the 31-yard line. So after all that, another turnover by Northwestern Lehigh, and Avonworth gets it back with 3:10 to go in the quarter, up 24-7.
Yeah, they try to run a tunnel screen, a cowboy screen underneath, and it's just not there. Shane Lay does a really unselfish thing there and just uncorks that thing downfield. An easy interception, but it does flip the field about 20 yards and would be their second best punt of the night. So You know, when you look at the box score, it'll show an interception, but really that's just a good punt by Shane Lay there. Really unselfish by the senior.
3:10 to go, 1st and 10 from the 41. From the 31, I beg your pardon, as Bellinger and company take back over. Receiver each way, deep back is Neal. Luca gets the carry to the outside, cuts back. Neal cuts back again, taken down at the 40, close to a first down, about a yard shy. It'll be 2nd down and 1 upcoming for Avonworth as Lakatosh gets the stop.
You know, we haven't seen one human for the Tigers be able to take down Luca Neal. It's always taken 2 or 3. This is a compliment to him. He's quick and he's tough to bring down. He's been great in the red zone for them tonight, but big pickup for them on 1st and 10 here.
2 touchdowns and 135 yards of offense for Neal in this game on 14 touches. 2nd down and 1 from the 40. Bellinger in the shotgun near hash. Deep back again is Neal. Wing near side. Receiver each way. Snap. Bellinger hands it off. Neal cuts back again. 1st down Avonworth. He's across the 45 and up to the 48-yard line as they'll move the chains again with 2:21 to go in the quarter.
Yeah, they're pushing this Northwestern Lehigh front back. They're creating holes. That time, Luca Neal's been good. Like I was talking about, yards after contact. He wasn't even contacted until about 5 yards down the field now. Maybe a little bit of fatigue setting in on this Tigers front.
Same formation again. Receiver each way. A wing on the left side now. Neal the deep back. It's Harris near side and Jones far side. Remember, Jones is 22 yards away from tying the record for most receiving yards in a title game, any class. But he has not had a catch here in the last 4 or 5 possessions. They go back to Neal, and why should he when you got this guy running the ball? As Neal jumps over everybody, keeps the legs working, and carries it inside the 45. Northwestern Lehigh is saying the ball popped out and they got it, and they will have possession of it. So another turnover here in this game. This has turned into a sloppy game really since the latter stages of the 2nd quarter. As you go back to Avonworth, they fumbled, they turned it over, another interception, another fumble. They've now turned it over 4 straight possessions.
Has Avonworth punted yet?
They have not.
Yeah, 4 turnovers, 2 fumbles, 2 interceptions, but they have yet to punt. Don't see that very often, almost into the 4th quarter here.
So once again, Northwestern Lehigh with a chance here, and they've got good starting field position at the 43, their own 43-yard line. Lay's got 2 receivers each way, motion towards us. They will keep it with Lay, fumbled the football. And I believe Northwestern Lehigh recovered. Boy, they got lucky on that one as Maddox Hurdle's the one who pounces on it for the Tigers with 1:22 to go in the quarter.
2nd and 10.
Yeah, Lehigh sends a man in motion there. They try to run the power read. It's a tough play to run if you don't rep it a ton. The quarterback's reading that defensive end and tries to pull it at the last second. Never really, was kind of indecisive, never really had complete control and got into the tuck, and the ball just on the dirt, but luckily one of his own men falls on it.
Shotgun for Lay. His pass to the left is knocked away at the line of scrimmage. With 56 seconds to go in the quarter, it's going to be 3rd down and 10.
Now, this Avonworth defense is just tough. They're making it difficult on them. They haven't given up any big plays, a few big chunks, but it takes a perfect drive, it feels like, for Northwestern Lehigh to go all the way down the field and score, which they've done it once tonight, but this game's running out of time. If they want to have a chance to get in it, it's going to take some big plays, which they haven't really shown the ability to do yet.
3rd down and 10 from the 43, 56 seconds to go in the quarter. Lay in the shotgun, they shift a couple of personnel each way, 2 receivers each side, empty for Lay. Pressure, he dumps it off over the middle, at 1 hops in front of his intended receiver, Lagway. And with 4th down upcoming here, Northwestern Lehigh facing another do-or-die situation with 52 seconds left in the quarter.
Yeah, they try to go back to the old faithful, that little tunnel screen that they run into the boundary. They kind of slip the boundary receiver underneath the entire offensive line, but a poor throw at his feet wasn't caught, but probably wouldn't have gotten much anywhere. Avonworth was all over it regardless. Brings up 4th and 10.
Yeah, they got to go for it here.
Easy decision,
Yeah, it really is. 4th and 10 from the 43 with just 12:52 left of game time. Down by 17. Lay back to pass. Steps up, Lay slings it. That's almost intercepted by Jones. And Northwestern Lehigh will turn it over on downs with 46 seconds to go in the quarter.
Jones, the Antelopes will take over on downs. 1st and 10, Avonworth.
So we had all kinds of fireworks in the first half. The last 7 possessions have now featured 6 turnovers, 7 if you count 1 on downs.
Wow. Yeah, on that last play there, Avonworth just runs man coverage, and I'd say they have better athletes across the board, so they were able to really match up against this Northwestern Lehigh offense, and not much for Lay to throw to there. Just kind of gives this guy a chance, but knocked away.
Shotgun snap to Bellinger, hands off to Neal. Neal's across the line of scrimmage at the 43, and he's down right near the 42-yard line. So it'll be a gain of 1 that time. It'll bring up 2nd down and 9 for the Lopes, who do not have to run a play if they choose not to. There's about a 2-second differential in favor of the game clock.
This is where these long play clocks help sometimes. It feels like, you know, these high school games are a little bit shorter than these college games, and these play clocks are equally as long.
They do line up. Shotgun snap now for Avonworth. I think they might just let this dwindle down. Now they get back lined up again. Bellinger hard count, trying to get a flinch up front, and that is how we will go to the 4th quarter. So some sloppiness, a lot of turnovers here of late. We stay at 24-7. Avonworth in front in the PIAA Class 3A championship game on the PIAA Radio Network.
And that is the end of
Cornerstone Business Graphics is proud to be a preferred vendor of the PIAA and offer custom wearables, promotional items, signage, banners, and so much more. Cornerstone is also home to MarketLogo.com, your source for online school store needs. School stores are a great way to raise funds and promote school spirit. Cornerstone is your one stop for all your school's promotional gear. Check us out at cbizgraphics.com. It's Cornerstone Business Graphics. Transform your field with Digital Scoreboard's massive outdoor LED displays. Designed to handle any weather, they deliver bold visuals for scores, replays, and sponsor ads. Visit digitalscoreboards.net to get started.
Back here at Chapman Field, start of the 4th quarter. Eric Thomas, Cade Prabila, producer today, James Dotson. While we have a moment, let's take 10 seconds to pause for stations to identify themselves on the PIAA Radio Network.
You're listening to the PIAA Football Championships on the PIAA Radio Network.
So we begin the 4th quarter at 2nd down and 9 for Avonworth. They lead it 24-7. And it has just been a turnover fest here of late for these two teams. Let's see if Avonworth can finally put together another drive and slam this door shut for good. Bellinger the snap, hands it off. Neal running right side, breaks it to the outside. Neal, there's a flag that flies in as he gets across the 25 and carrying 3 defenders all the way down out of bounds near the 20-yard line. Flag thrown back near the line of scrimmage. It's at the 40 or the 39. The line of scrimmage was a 42.
One thing that's so interesting, it's so clear because you switch from the small size schools to the large schools on the same field, same day, is the fatigue that sets in on these players because they're playing both sides of the ball. You don't see that in the 5A, 6A games. A lot of guys just play one side of the ball. But here, like, you got Shane Lay, he's the quarterback from Northwestern Lehigh, running around on offense, and then he doesn't even come off the field. He stays in between the hashes, lines up at corner. You see that across the board. A lot of the key players playing both ways. You won't see that tonight for LaSalle. Gavin Sidwar won't be playing corner for LaSalle. I think that's really interesting and commendable to these guys. It's the true old-fashioned high school football experience. I love watching it.
It's going to be 2nd down and 16 now as Bellinger stands in the shotgun on the near hash. Neal a deep back. He's got Harrison Jones to the left. Tight end, the wing, is on the left side as well from the 49. Snap, handoff, Neal running left side, turns it upfield to the 45, gets upended right near the 45 as Holmes is able to bring him down to earth. And he lost his shoe on the run over on that side. One of the blockers lost his shoe, and that'll bring up a third down. You know, about your point, though, I think we're also seeing more and more schools, especially at the bigger level. You mentioned Sidwar, that are not playing, their quarterbacks are only playing one way. We didn't see Samaj Beals or Sebastian Williams play either the defensive side of the ball for McDevitt or Roman last night. And I think it's more and more now that quarterbacks are becoming one-way players. I tend to like that a little more. That's obviously the most important position on the field. And if you can get away with doing it, you probably should, as we got more movement by Avonworth, and our flag fest continues.
Snap infraction, offense.
Eric, didn't you say last year's game had like 3 total penalties and no turnovers?
There were 3 total penalties in this title game last year. There were 2 turnovers and 3 penalties, and we've gone complete 180 this season. And I shouldn't state officially that there were only 2 turnovers because Northwestern Lehigh did not list a fumble anyway in the game. I don't believe they fumbled, if I remember right, as Bellinger heaves it down the field, and Jones runs underneath of it, and there is your record for most receiving yards in a state title game. And Jaden Jones, who's actually shaken up on the play, he's still down on the turf, got it all the way down to the 14-yard line. And Jones, when they officially mark this off, that's a 37-yard gain. He's got 187 yards receiving in this game, and that is going to best both Travis Thompson and Terrell Booth for the most all-time in a state title game, regardless of classification.
They tried bringing 2 guys over to bracket him. There was 2 guys there, and he still goes up and makes the catch. A great spot for that football. Good throw there by Bellinger. And Jaden Jones, congratulations to him. He earned it. Didn't come on 2 big plays, 2 90-yard catches. No, this was drive in, drive out. He's made a lot of big catches, big chunks, going up and making plays on the ball in the air, and then also run after the catch. He's done it all tonight. Congratulations to him. You said all classifications, the state receiving record. Wow,
it doesn't matter
awesome.
The classification. It's all classifications. Travis Thompson from Gateway did it at 5A, and Terrell Booth from Sarah Catholic at AA. The record was 172 yards. And now it is Jaden Jones who holds that distinction.
Congratulations on trophy presentations.
Yeah, he deserves it, man. There's been some balls tonight that felt like maybe weren't even thrown to him and thrown to the safety, and he goes up and makes the catch. And
officially 7 catches, 187 yards, and a touchdown for Jones.
He's got size, he's got speed, he's going up and getting it. Yeah, he's a weapon for sure. And again, another guy that plays both sides of the ball. He's made some big hits on defense. A key tonight of why they're up 24-7 is him playing. And this game would probably be a lot closer if he didn't play for the Avonworth Antelopes.
Bellinger, by the way, 9 of 11 for 248. Did throw 2 picks, or has 2 picks, but a touchdown also. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 14. They line up with Neal taking the direct snap. Trying to get a touchdown here for the first time in a while, even though they've been up 24-7. As Neal goes up the middle, stutter steps, slips through 1. They rip at his jersey. And he's going to fight his way inside the 10-yard line to the 8. Somehow ended up getting 6 yards out of that.
Is that justified? Your quarterback, Carson Bellinger, they leads them into the red zone. Then every time, once they get inside the 20, they just yank them off the field. And
you quarterbacks, I'll tell you. That's all you quarterbacks. You all want the praise.
No, Luke Neal's a great player. I get why they snap to him. I'm just making a joke. But it does kind of stink. He's got to stand over there on the sideline and watch his offense.
He wants his stats padded,
once they get inside the 20.
Yep. Neal is closing in on 100 yards today. 17 carries for 98 now. 2nd down and 4 from the 8. Snap to Neal, and he goes right up the right side. Bust back towards the goal line, and he is in the end zone for the touchdown. 8-yard touchdown run for Luca Neal, his 3rd rushing touchdown of the afternoon. And we got our first touchdown since the 3-minute mark of the 2nd quarter. As this is still all Avonworth with 9:01 to go. They lead it 30-7.
Yeah, that's the dagger they were hoping for the last 5 or 6 times they had the ball before the drive was stopped by a turnover. That time they take care of the ball. Big catch by Jaden Jones to set up another Wildcat touchdown for Luca Neal. It's been some of the best running the ball that they've done in this game is in the red zone, which is surprising. Usually it's the hardest place on the field to run the ball, but they've been money inside the red zone tonight.
Point after try is good, and with 9:01 to go in the contest, now 31-7 Avonworth as they are cruising to a Class 3A title here in the PIAA Radio Network.
What is life-changing medicine? The discovery of cancer at the earliest possible stage, challenging limits and transforming the impossible into reality, or connecting people to doctors and specialists when they need it most. At UPMC, we believe life-changing medicine is all those things. Our goal is to change the world of medicine and the lives of those around us. UPMC, changing healthcare, changing lives. Life-changing medicine.
If you think you can make the calls, become a PIAA official. Make some extra cash, stay in shape, and enjoy interscholastic sports, all while making a difference in your community. Head to PIAA.org for more information.
You're listening to the PIAA Football Championships on the PIAA Radio Network.
Luca Neal's third touchdown run of the afternoon, 31-7. Avonworth in front of Northwestern Lehigh. Today's game brought to you in part by UPMC, life-changing medicine. How about the last 2 state title games for Neal? 252 on the ground last year, 112 and counting this year. So that's 364 for him in 2 state title games. Today, 3 touchdowns. And last year in this game, he also had a touchdown run in that game. They didn't throw the ball much last year, but he had a catch in that game last year as well. He's got 61 receiving yards here this afternoon. And it's been another performance.
He can do it all.
He is incredible.
He's taken snaps at quarterback in the red zone. They hand the ball off to him. They throw it to him. He's made hits on defense. I remember Northwestern Lehigh ran a reverse on a 4th down earlier in the game. He was the only guy there. He made a solo tackle in space. He's probably the MVP for Avonworth here tonight. Luca Neal.
Avonworth has run 11 fewer plays than Northwestern Lehigh, and they have 209 more yards than the Tigers do. That actually hits a player on a short pop-up kickoff, but it's fielded by Northwestern Lehigh, so they're going to have starting field position right around the 38 with 8:58 to go in the contest.
Morgan covers the kickoff for Northwestern Lehigh.
One more game to go after this tonight. 7 o'clock, the 6A title game. LaSalle College and Central Catholic, Central Catholic making their 2nd consecutive appearance in the PIAA title game. LaSalle, it's been a while since somebody out of District 12 got through 6A, not named St. Joe's Prep. As that carry goes to Lakatosh, and he gets a yard out of it to bring up 2nd down and 9.
It's kind of refreshing to see a different name come out of the east side in 6A, but we were doing the Roman Catholic game last night. Next year they'll be added to the mix there in 6A, and pick your poison there. It's going to be one of those 3, it feels like, every year.
Feels like St. Joe's Prep will be on the comeback next year as well, as Lay tries to feed that up the near hash, intended for Holmes, and it's incomplete. Lutzenheiser was there on the coverage that time for Avonworth with 8:27 to go in the contest.
Both teams have utilized play action tonight well to kind of draw some of these linebackers in. That time, Northwestern Lehigh goes with the play action, tries to slip a tight end. Holmes down the seam. Good throw, just a little outside his frame, I guess, and Holmes can't reel it in. Would have been a big play. And again, it feels like nearly every drive Northwestern Lehigh at some point has a 3rd and long. Here they are again.
8:27 to go, 3rd down and 9. 3 of 11 on 3rd downs today is Northwestern Lehigh as they shift out Lakatosh from the backfield. Lay, screen again, finds Lagaway. Lagaway lost the football, and Avonworth falls on it. Right near the 43-yard line where the Lopes will take over with 8:21 to go.
Fumble on the play.
It's like that ball's got soap on it or something. Everyone's
With the tackle.
There's been a lot of fumbles tonight.
With the recovery.
That one would have brought up a 4th and 9 anyway. Avonworth was all over it. He fumbled as he was going down, tackled nearly at the line of scrimmage.
8 of the 10 Northwestern Lehigh possessions today have ended either in a punt, a turnover on downs, or a true turnover.
Yeah, and credit to Avonworth. A lot of these turnovers are created by them. I wouldn't even say Northwestern Lehigh is shooting themselves in the foot. It's just some of these turnovers are on 4th down. They're playing out of their element here tonight, mostly because it has to do with that lead that Avonworth created earlier in this game.
From the 43, they hand it off to Neal, and we get a flag that flies in and actually hits the group of players as Neal is tackled at the 40-yard line. Would stand as a 3-yard gain, but we'll check the flag. This is in the area of holding. And we got a shaken up Avonworth player on the field as well. And we're going to see a lot of that here probably again tonight. Temperatures right now 34 degrees. Feels a little colder than what it actually is, 31. Game time temperature tonight should be right around 31 degrees, so we'll have the air on here in the booth for sure.
But as a quarterback, when you go on your weather app to look at the weather before the week starts, yes, you look at the temperature, but you go to the wind. You know, like it's not very windy here. So for December 6th, you know, this is as good as it gets. The sun's out a little bit, you got a little overcast. It's cold, yeah. Duh, it's December, but there's no wind. So I don't know. This is kind of the weather that you pick when you make it to the state championship. You know it's going to be cold, but there's no precipitation, there's no wind. So,
and a difference too in the game when it's played as well, because last night we saw Sebastian Williams wear a glove on his non-throwing hand. Today, neither quarterback has one on when they're on offense. So,
well, they just call that drip sometimes. Sometimes that's the drip. Sometimes that's a little style.
What was your feeling on wearing a glove when you play? Did you ever wear
I actually did it in high school. I didn't do it in college. I think, I don't know. I liked it because I ran the ball a ton in high school, and my left hand would always get banged up. And I felt like it was a little layer of cushion there, and it helped me hold on to the ball. Those gloves are sticky.
1st and 20 now for Avonworth as Bellinger hands off to Neal. Neal through the middle, and he's tackled right near the 47-yard line of Northwestern Lehigh. So
defense led by number 62.
You can tell the teams that are used to coming to the state championship game, they know how to dress. These Northwestern Lehigh fans, they've been here year in, year out, it feels like, and they got the heaters, and they got the heaters on the sideline. You can tell they expect to be here when December rolls around, and they've got all the winter gear. If your school goes 2 and 8 every year, you don't have the winter gear. You don't even play until like deep November.
Yeah, right up to Halloween.
You're just saying that because you went and partied in Tent City before the game tonight, didn't you?
Yeah, the Northwestern Lehigh fans, I mean, they quite literally had a tent city set up in the parking lot.
Yeah, they already have it on their calendar for next year. They know they'll be back. It's just kind of, I don't blame them.
I know the Avonworth faithful were, as delay a game called, Avonworth faithful were in the hotel where Bob McCool and I are staying for the 3 days, and let's just say it was party central over there as well, late into the evening. But it was fun conversing with a lot of the parents and fans of the Avonworth faithful before coming out to today's game.
And these parents are stressed and getting these guys to practice and games every week, and it's kind of nice that it's the end of it and you can let loose a little bit as that backs up Avonworth 5. It's 2nd and 19. Bellinger rolls out, gets set, backside pressure coming, and he gets ripped to the turf. Good job that time on the pressure by Fritz Schreier,
number 72.
who steps in there to get the sack. That's his 6th sack of the season. That's going to bring up 3rd down and a mile now for Avonworth as we had 6:40 to go.
Yeah, Fritz Schreier off the edge showing some closing speed. It's a big boy down there, but closed in on the quarterback there. Brought him down with a little bit of emphasis, letting it out. And that's the thing, these state championship games, they know it's the last game of the year. Playing with that last bit of energy, even though they're down 24. Playing for pride here.
By the way, last year, again, 3 penalties today, 17 combined, 13 on Avonworth, as they'll pitch it to Luca Neal. He tries to break out to the left side. He's tripped up nicely over on the far side. Brady Zimmerman, who is, I mean, that young man has been getting banged around a lot today. He's taken a couple of hard shots. We got a Avonworth player that is slow to get up again on the far side. That is Luca Neal, who they're working out a cramp there. But Zimmerman, you can just see the exhaustion on him as he gets up. He took a shot early in the game. He took another shot late in the first half, and he's been throwing his body around out there on defense, too. That's a hard-fought game for that young man.
Yeah, he's doing it all. He should be proud of himself for the effort he put in today. You can tell he's exhausted as he trots to the sideline now. He's carried the ball. He's caught the ball. He's made some big tackles. He's been all over the place, helping fight, definitely contributing to the fight that Northwestern Lehigh has put into this game.
So they continue to tend to Luca Neal here with 5:58 to go.
They should set up a stand with like electrolyte tablets, and there's been so many cramps. There's more cramps today than I think you'll see like week 0, week 1 with the heat.
Yeah, they continue to work that one out. Let's take well, they got him up now, so we'll keep it here. As Neal will have to come off the field, no work on that. And that's part of that whole early start with the heat week for teams to get used to that, to the hydration, and so you don't have a lot of those cramps in the first couple of weeks as they'll punt it away. And this is going to break down because of the bad snap. Mahan takes off, and he's tackled short of the 40-yard line at the 38. So on a bad snap, the first time Avonworth was going to punt tonight, they will actually give it back to Northwestern Lehigh in Avonworth territory.
And they wanted to keep that streak alive of no punts. They shouldn't be overly proud of that. They have 4 turnovers and now a turnover on downs because they couldn't get that punt off. But best field position of the night for Northwestern Lehigh.
It is from the 37 of Avonworth, down 31-7. Again, a reminder, coming up 7 o'clock tonight, the 6A championship game, LaSalle College and Central Catholic out of Pittsburgh. And that'll be the final game of the high school football season here for 2025, and it's onto the hardwood and basketball. I think we're trying to figure out here if we're going to have a stoppage or not.
Yeah, they are. He hasn't been going on the field.
All right, so let's take a quick timeout while we can. 5:42 to go in this contest. 31-7 Avonworth. You're listening to the PIAA Radio Network.
The PIAA would like to thank Preferred Headwear and Head Brand supplier Outdoor Cap and Junk Brands for their continued sponsorship of PIAA athletics. Their products are built to perform with style from the sidelines to the stands. Visit junkbrands.com to learn more.
You're listening to the PIAA Football Championships on the PIAA Radio Network.
Back here at Chapman Field, Eric Thomas, Cade Perbula, producer today, James Dotson. 1st and 10 for Northwestern Lehigh off the stop from the 37. Lay will throw it, and he will feed it to the far side, and making the catch and getting the first down and carrying 4 Avonworth defenders with him up the sideline is Shane Holmes, his top target here this afternoon. First down for Northwestern Lehigh.
Yeah, Holmes got good hands, going with the no gloves look tonight. He's got that old-fashioned look. He's one of the bigger guys on the team for Northwestern Lehigh, and he's got some nice feet, good hands, and he's been one of the favorite targets for Shane Lay tonight.
Empty set for Lay on first down, throws it, and a sliding attempt made by Holmes is incomplete. That'll bring up 3rd down with 5:07 to go.
And the stick concept to the field, 3-by-1, and try to hit the Holmes again, the tight end, and throw it a little behind him. Should have been picked off, but dropped.
Broken up by Gavin McDowell.
So Northwestern Lehigh, who came into this game 46-1 since 2023. Their only loss during that stretch was to Bell Vernon right here for the state title 2 years ago. 31-0 and 27 wins by double digits in the last 31 games. That's going to come to an end here today, but they are going to go down, swinging, so to speak, here as to carry that time by
Chase Sakanik running with the
Chase
ball.
Sakanik.
By number 1, Jackson Kroll.
Jackson Kroll had the stop that time for Avonworth. It's going to bring up a third down. Clock winds to 4:47 to go. Just a historic run, and there won't be 2 Lehigh Valley champs this year. Josh Snyder said it would be awesome if both his squad and Southern Lehigh, who won on Thursday night, would both be able to bring titles back to the Lehigh Valley area, but that will not happen here this season, as Lay will throw it. Catch is made in a hard shot on the near side. Jack Crawford laying out Michael Lagaway after the catch. And that is down to the 14-yard line. It's going to be 4th down.
Good hit there right through the waist. That's how you teach it. I don't know how Michael Lagaway was able to hold on to that. Out route into the boundary, and the corner just fell off of the go route that was supposed to run him off, and doesn't make a play on the ball, but he just buries Lagaway. Brings up 4th and 1.
And they will go for it here again, obviously, on 4th and 2, and we get a timeout called. Oh, we got a flag called. I'm sorry, 12 men on the field. And it looks like, well, I think
only 3 flags last year? Wow.
Yeah.
3 flags on this drive.
Yeah, Avonworth, we mentioned it, 13 here, 5 for Northwestern Lehigh, so 18 total in this game. It's the complete script flip from a year ago. 2 turnovers last year, 3 penalties today. It's been 6 total fumbles in this game and 3 interceptions thrown by these 2 quarterbacks. But it's been all Avonworth here this afternoon. 4th down and 7. Lay will try some trickeration, shook out of the defender, throws on the run, and the catch. Had an opportunity at the 5 and in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Holmes. And they will turn it over on downs once again.
Incomplete, broken up by number 26, Braden Wiles.
Creative play there by Northwestern Lehigh. I guess if you got plays like that, it's the last time to call them for the year. They actually snapped it to the running back, handed it to Lay, who rolled out right, faked a reverse, was running in line with a crossing route, put it on his chest, but just knocked away or dropped by Shane Holmes. A good play by Avonworth. This defense has been tough tonight, and they get off the field once again. With only 3 minutes left to go in the game, they might hold this Northwestern Lehigh Tigers offense to just 7 points. Commendable effort by the defense tonight for Avonworth.
If you throw out the possession right before the end of the second quarter, that is 8 straight for Northwestern Lehigh in which it's ended either on a punt, a turnover on downs, or an actual turnover.
It's been a struggle tonight on offense for them.
As they'll go to the ground, and McDowell the carry. McDowell to the 30, dives forward to the 35. And taken down there for a gain of 16 and a first down for Avonworth. They'll have to run a couple more. Brady Zimmerman is the injured player on the field now for the Tigers. And again, that kid's just been going at it all game long. Let's take a timeout while we have a chance here. 3:10 to go in the contest. 31-7 Avonworth in front. You're listening to the Class 3A title game on the PIAA Radio Network.
Becoming a champion is an incredible accomplishment, especially at a level as competitive as the PIAA. That's why the Faulkner Automotive Group proudly salutes the student athletes and their families for making it this far. When it's time to upgrade your vehicle, choose any of the 31 Faulkner dealerships in Philadelphia, Lancaster, Bethlehem, Harrisburg, or Mechanicsburg. You'll find award-winning teams doing business the right way and a fast and easy buying experience. Compare low prices on thousands of vehicles and find the one that's perfect for you. Faulkner, to be sure.
Thank you for over 40 years of trust. During those years, we've helped thousands of people just like you, our neighbors. We're here for you. We're here for our community. We're here for our region. The people that we worry about the most are the people who never hire an attorney. That's what the insurance company wants. When you do call us, you'll know that you have the firm with over 40 years of experience. And remember, there's never a fee unless we get money for you.
On behalf of the PIAA, we'd like to thank our friends at First Citizens Community Bank, a local community bank who have been building better communities for over 150 years throughout Pennsylvania. To learn more about FCCB and what they can do for you, visit myfccb.com or find them on Facebook.
Today's game is streaming live on the NFHS Network. With the NFHS Network, you can watch live and on-demand high school sports on any device, wherever you are. You can relive all the incredible moments from today's matchup on demand at nfhsnetwork.com or with the NFHS Network app for Apple and Android.
Back here at Chapman Field, 3:10 to go in this game as Brady Zimmerman is still down on the turf as they tend to him. And this game has come to a pause here for a moment. He is up, though. That is a good sign. That kid is really giving it his all here this afternoon. 31-7, Avonworth in front. Again, a reminder that our final game of the season is coming up in a couple of hours as the 6A title game between Central Catholic and LaSalle College. Bob McCool, Travis Sparks will have the call of that game for you coming up later tonight on the PIAA Radio Network. We appreciate everybody who's tuned in this weekend. Our first weekend of high school championships on this new venture here. And yes, we will be back for basketball season coming up in March. Cannot wait for that. And we will bring you all 12 of the PIAA championship games from Giant Center in Hershey during the basketball season. Zimmerman's going to get some help off the field here.
He's got a full body cramp.
Yeah, he's got a brace on that one knee, but he looks like he's walking gingerly. He's getting a lot of assistance from the staff here. Now, he is certainly next in line for this Northwestern Lehigh team. Their success next year will depend on him as a junior. His brother Eli last year, a star in this game, was the Class 3A Player of the Year in Pennsylvania. It's voted on by the football writers and other media members across the state. So they get Zimmerman off, and we can get back to play here. It's first down and 10 from the 35. As the clock will wind now to 3:05 to go for Avonworth, up 31-7. They're going to win the state title here for the first time in their last 3 tries. They were a 2A squad a couple years ago when Southern Columbia hung 74 on the board against them. Got back here last year and lost a heartbreaker in overtime, and now this team is about to have its moment here in the next 2 minutes and 40 seconds. As Bellinger stands in the shotgun off the far hash, first down and 10, he hands it off. It is McDowell. McDowell just had that big run, gets through the pile. Nice run by Gavin McDowell to the 44.
And off the number 33,
it's a gain of 9 that time with 2:20 to go. Going to bring up second down and 1.
And at that tackle, number 50, Ethan Steigerwald.
This was a fun one. Had a lot of action, that's for sure. Turnovers, penalties, big plays, chunk plays, it had it all.
It lacked the drama of last year's incredible contest that ended in overtime, but it certainly did not lack the conversation that will be happening after the game, that's for sure. As Bellinger going to run it here on the keeper, and he's going to have the first down. And with 1:42 to go in this game, as they move the sticks,
tackle by 72.
They can just nuke the rest of the clock here when it starts to run. And Avonworth is going to be your state champs here in another 90 seconds. Get some of the other guys in the game here, get a curtain call for some of the seniors on this team. Incredible effort today by Luke and Neal, who ran for 123 yards. Jaden Jones, a PIAA state championship game record, 187 yards receiving today. How about 5 of 7 on third down? How about 391 yards of offense for this Antelopes team? So we're going to get a timeout here by Avonworth with 1:05 to go. I think Duke Johncore wants to make sure he gets guys in, get everybody set up correctly.
My player of the game, I know you didn't ask, but
lay it on me. Go ahead.
Jaden Jones, the sophomore receiver, DB for Avonworth. He posted an offer. Congratulations to him by NC State just 6 days ago. He's got an offer from West Virginia. And again, just a sophomore. Keep your eye on him. That's early in the cycle to be getting those kind of offers. I'd expect a lot more attention. And he showed tonight why he's deserving of it. Set the state record for receiving yards in a state championship game at any level. And just made plays all over the field. He's a big reason why they will walk away with a 31-7 win.
Well, they got 3 of the 5 offensive linemen back next year. Bryce Metz is back next year. Gavin McDowell is back next year. Obviously, they're going to lose Neal and Bellinger and Sharding, but Jones, Romello Harris back. They have plenty left to make another run at it. Logan Krull is back. He'll be a factor in the run game next year. Yeah, Dimitri Vilsaris, who did not play in this game. This will be the final snap here as Bellinger takes the knee. And Avonworth comes back to Cumberland Valley, and they knock off the defending state champs in a 3A rematch to win the state title 31-7. The Antelopes finally get their title after a couple of tries and some frustration, especially last year in the overtime loss. But they return here, and they take the crown back to Pittsburgh for the first time in school history as the Lopes win it 31-7 over Northwestern Lehigh. Our post-game show will come your way next. We'll listen on the trophy presentation, then James Dotson will wrap it up for you. Congratulations to Duke Johncore and his team on a big win today, 31-7. To win the Class 3A title. This is the PIAA Radio Network.
Fans, feel right at home when on the road at the Homewood Suites by Hilton Harrisburg West. Our hotel is great for families because we've got 2-bedroom suites. Here you'll find exactly what you need to fuel your day from sunrise to sunset. Enjoy great amenities like free hot breakfast, free Wi-Fi, a fitness center, and a 24-hour convenience mart in an award-winning hotel in Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. It's the Homewood Suites, Harrisburg West.
Thank you for over 40 years of trust. During those years, we've helped thousands of people just like you, our neighbors. We're here for you. We're here for our community. We're here for our region. The people that we worry about the most are the people who never hire an attorney. That's what the insurance company wants. When you do call us, you'll know that you have the firm with over 40 years of experience. And remember, there's never a fee unless we get money for you.
You're listening to the PIAA Football Championships on the PIAA Radio Network.
31-7 win for Avonworth here this afternoon as they claim the state title for the first time in program history. Just their 4th all-time PIAA playoff victory here this afternoon as they knock off Northwestern Lehigh in a rematch of last year's 3A title game. We'll get the trophy announcement here as Avonworth will get the gold, take it back to the WPIL. Second WPIL team to win a title here this weekend to join Clairton. And an opportunity for one more coming up in 6A as Pittsburgh Central Catholic will take on LaSalle College in the 6A title game. Let's listen in down on the field. Bob Schellenberger is going to introduce your state champs after introducing the runner-up, Northwestern Lehigh. Second time in 3 years they will take a runner-up trophy home to join that state title they had a year ago.
Pop, if you'll please step forward as the Tigers of Northwestern Lehigh will now be presented with the 2025 PIAA Class AAA runner-up trophy. Congratulations. Avonworth, 15-0. We'd ask Carson Bellinger, Peter Bonnet, Evan Lotzenheiser, Luke Neal, as you step forward and receive the 2025 PIAA Class AAA Championship Trophy. Ladies and gentlemen, the Antelopes of Avonworth High School. And your championship apparel is now available in the main lobby. Sweatshirts, T-shirts.
So there's the announcement of your PIAA state champ in Class 3A for 2025. This game wasn't the prettiest. It was sloppy, a lot of penalties, a lot of turnovers. But when it comes right down to it, the big play capability of Avonworth and their ability to turn Northwestern Lehigh over on defense, major factor in this game here today.
Yeah, the Avonworth defense was outstanding tonight. They took Northwestern Lehigh out of their element, made it tough on them all game long, and Jaden Jones was just outstanding tonight. Some big plays early and then all throughout the game, setting the receiving yards record, single game receiving yards record for the state championships. Outstanding game. He was the key player in my eyes, but Luke Neal and the quarterback Bellinger also huge contributions. A lot of guys playing both ways. Hard-fought game, but congratulations to Avonworth. Their 15-0 season capped off by a wonderful victory today.
389 yards of offense for the Lopes here today. Jaden Jones, a state record, 187 yards receiving in a PIAA championship game. Congratulations to him on a monster afternoon. It started off with that 53-yard touchdown catch on the Antelopes' first play of the game, and they were able to run away with this thing 31-7 over Northwestern Lehigh to claim the 3A state title. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, James Dotson will wrap it up here from Chapman Field. Congratulations to Avonworth. They finished 15-0, and they are your state champs in AAA football in Pennsylvania for 2025. You've been listening to the PIAA Class 3A Championship game on the PIAA Radio Network.
Is college in your future? The Pennsylvania Higher Education Assistance Agency helps PA students and families navigate all things college, such as scholarships, grants, and loans. For more information on ways to plan and pay for college, visit PHEAA.org. That's PHEAA.org.
What is life-changing medicine? The discovery of cancer at the earliest possible stage? Challenging limits and transforming the impossible into reality, or connecting people to doctors and specialists when they need it most. At UPMC, we believe life-changing medicine is all those things. Our goal is to change the world of medicine and the lives of those around us. UPMC, changing healthcare, changing lives. Life-changing medicine.
The Hampton Inn and Town Place Suites Harrisburg West and Mechanicsburg are proud to partner with the PIAA to welcome teams and their families from across Pennsylvania. Our award-winning properties provide the region's best lodging opportunities, including double-bedded guest rooms, studios, suites, and 1- and 2-bedroom suite options with all the luxuries of home. Put your team first. Check us out at highhotels.com.
Attention fans, get your next game day ticket using Hometown. As the official online ticketing partner of the PIAA, Hometown gives you a simple and secure way to search, buy, and scan your ticket right from your phone. Download the Hometown Fan app from your mobile app store today.
Welcome to the Postgame Show on the PIAA Radio Network. With a recap of the game, here's James Dotson.
Another first-time champion, another record broken individually as well in the 3A championship. A sloppy game, especially in the second half, but Avonworth with the early scoring, cruising essentially to a 31-7 victory over Northwestern Lehigh. Travis Sparks, also the second straight game we've seen where we have a rematch at a championship game and redemption. The team who turned silver last year into gold this year. The Lopes tonight after Roman Catholic doing it last night.
Yeah, the fast start really helped Avonworth, even though it was 7-7 early on. 17, which ended up being 24 unanswered by Avonworth. You know, I had made the comment earlier in the weekend, you got to win the middle 8 minutes. Well, the middle 8 minutes were the ugliest of this game with all the turnovers and fumbles. But it ended up, in fact, the Northwestern Lehigh took over after an interception with 8:05 left to go in the third quarter, and that drive ended up on an interception, which would have been a long punt anyway. And then we had fumble, turnover on downs, and then finally the touchdown from Avonworth.
Snap to Neal, and he goes right up the right side, busts back towards the goal line, and he is in the end zone for the touchdown. 8-yard touchdown run for Luca Neal, his third rushing touchdown of the afternoon. And we got our first touchdown since the 3-minute mark of the second quarter. As this is still all Avonworth with 9:01 to go. They lead at 30-7.
Yeah, story number one of the game, obviously, Luca Neal. 3 rushing touchdowns, a couple of great defensive plays, stopping on a 4th down. But honestly, it was the play right before that one that you just heard. I think it's the true, as Kate Perblu said it as well, the true player of the game. When you are dominant from the very first play of the game, you get a long touchdown pass. And in this one here, the record setter, record-breaking catch here for Avonworth.
I remember when Bellinger heaves it down the field, and Jones runs underneath of it, and there is your record for most receiving yards in a state title game. And Jaden Jones, who's actually shaken up on the play, he's still down on the turf, got it all the way down to the 14-yard line. And Jones, when they officially mark this off, that's a 37-yard gain. He's got 187 yards receiving in this game, and that is going to best both Travis Thompson and Terrell Booth for the most all-time in a state title game, regardless of classification.
So how about that? The 2 previous record holders also from District 7 and Avonworth's. Jaden Jones, only a sophomore, but 7 catches for that 187 yards and a touchdown on the first play of the game. He was absolutely electric, and how many of those jump balls it looked like he had no business coming down with, fighting off 1, 2, even 3 defenders to go and get the catch.
Steelers fans, you'll remember when the Steelers played against the Bengals and Jeff Blake was throwing up those air balls pretty much all the time to Carl Pickens and Darnay Scott. That's what it felt like watching here. When Bellinger was just putting a lot of air underneath the ball and letting Jones and his receivers get under it, and they were making catches. Even contested, double-teamed. It seemed like every single 50-50 ball went Avonworth's way tonight.
Neal with the 3 Wildcat touchdowns to go along with his 123 yards on the ground on 21 carries. And that was one of the things we talked about going into the game. Dimitri Velceris was not going to be in the lineup, their leading rusher, over 1,000 yards on the year. You knew Luca Neal would have more of a role in the running game. He was a pretty evenly split running and receiving in terms of his yards numbers on the year. But he just, he took on an extra factor today, knowing he was going to have to get more carries. They kind of limited him early in the year to be able to do this sort of thing here down the stretch when it mattered the most.
Yeah, good job saving him for when it mattered most and putting those special packages in where he was the only one in the backfield. They put the 2 blockers up right behind the left guard and just paved the way for him, or he would decide to take it to the outside like the 1 touchdown. The second touchdown where he got in, where he dived at the pylon. A great job, a great offensive game plan by the Avonworth coaching staff, and they're going back home with the title.
Both teams with 3 fumbles in the game, 2 Northwestern Lehigh interceptions, 1 interception. I should say it the other way. Committed 2 interceptions, Avonworth, 1 committed interception by Northwestern Lehigh, and 13 penalties against Avonworth, 5 against Northwestern Lehigh. So certainly a sloppy game, again, compared to what it was last year. But Avonworth, even with those 4 turnovers and over 100 penalty yards, still basically controlled this game from the opening tip.
And the penalties were obvious. I mean, you could plainly see false starts, the couple pass interferences that we saw in the first half. But by the time they had committed more than half of those penalties, the game was decided, as we would ultimately learn, because it was 24-7 for the longest time until finally they made it 31-7, 9 minutes to go in the fourth. So it didn't matter. I'm sure the coaches will make notice, make mention of it when they review the films with everybody, especially the kids who are coming back. So something to grow on.
And there are plenty coming back on both sides as well for both the Lopes and the Tigers. Give a shout out as well, Carson Bellinger. He's one of the ones not coming back, but he did not have a pass hit the ground tonight. 9 of 11 for 248 yards, had a touchdown. The 2 passes that weren't completed to his players were both intercepted in the game. We've seen some pretty impressive quarterback play over the first 5 games, and we're going to see more of that tonight as well.
Yeah, and props to Shane Lay as well, who was playing both ways and had one of those interceptions against Bellinger. And really, you can make the argument Bellinger didn't play a full game because he was playing maybe, I think it ended up being about 70% of the snaps. The other 30% was Luke Neal running out of Wildcat. So, he was fresh all day long, and when they needed him, he made it count.
The Avonworth defense, I think, has kind of flown under the radar this year, but they have been lights out through the postseason. They hold Northwestern Lehigh to under 200 yards of offense. Avonworth just shy of 400, so literally doubling up the total offense for the Tigers on the game en route to the 31-7 victory, the first PIAA championship for the school just out of Pittsburgh. 31-7 again, the final for Avonworth over Northwestern Lehigh. That'll wrap up our coverage here for the 3A championship game. 5 down, 1 to go. We'll be back at 7 o'clock on the air for the 6A title game. Another rematch, LaSalle College against Central Catholic, a opening week rematch. So LaSalle College won that game. We'll have to find out. We've already had 2 rematches that have had the script flipped. We'll see if Central Catholic can do the same tonight. Pittsburgh against Philly for the final game of the year. But one final time here from Chapman Field for the 3A championship game. Avonworth 31, Northwestern Lehigh. Tune back in at 7 o'clock. Travis Sparks and Bob McCool will be on the call for that one for the 6A title game. Congratulations to the Lopes, their first PIAA championship, 31-7. We'll see you back here at 7 o'clock tonight.
And Avonworth comes back to Cumberland Valley, and they knock off the defending state champs in a 3A rematch to win the state title 31-7. The Antelopes finally get their title after a couple of tries and some frustration, especially last year in the overtime loss. But they return here, and they take the crown back to Pittsburgh for the first time in school history.